just about to put my food in the oven before we start.
That's what's up.
What about you?
I just did an interview with Head Crack.
With who?
Head Crack, Rich Nation.
Oh,
He
okay,
works
dope.
with, he's from the Ricky Smiley Show, the morning show.
Oh yeah, I'm not big on Ricky Smiley. I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never found him funny. I cannot wait for this breakdown.
I thought you was gonna do the other review on the soundtrack, the hip hop one.
I'm gonna do that eventually. I'm trying to
You
get
didn't like
that
that
one.
one?
I
Oh,
do,
you have
but
this one?
no.
Oh,
I just felt like the night at Natalie just fit it more, but the soundtrack is gonna get talked about. Don't worry about that. I'm trying to get that for the collection and shit. To be real with
I
you,
didn't even know they had two soundtracks. This is the second one I'm hearing.
and besides the hip hop soundtrack, a lot of those songs we did talk about in the past too.
Right.
So it's like, cause I know they had Lost Boys, Jeep, Slangs, Coupe, Benz, and shit.
Right. That one, if I see that one, I'm definitely copping that one. I haven't seen that one yet. That you don't think
I
that
was
I don't think that one will be out in the wild though, right?
well, I was online, and the cheapest I've seen it for like $15 on some real shit.
That's good. On vinyl or CD?
CD.
Oh, that's good. I'll pay that. That's good.
Yeah.
But I don't think at this point I don't think you would see that album out in the wild like at a record store and shit. I'll be surprised.
Nah, it's not gonna be like that.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, there's certain ones you're not gonna see.
Jesus Christ, last minute bullshit.
Yo, what's up with we need to get BJ back on here because his hot takes is funny to me.
What do you say now?
Like he's saying that Tupac needs to be celebrated. I'm like, no, Tupac don't need to be celebrated more. That's the last thing I want to fucking hear. You know what I'm saying? We got motherfucker in the chat, and that's all we listen to is Tupac. Like, nah, we don't need to celebrate Tupac and Biggie and the usual suspects all the damn time. This culture has way too many artists that needs to be celebrated, and we keep talking about the same artists. I'm tired of that. They don't do that in rock and roll. They don't do that in R&B. Tupac is a legend. He is where he is. We don't need to keep celebrating him.
I'm honestly tired of talking about Tupac, and
You
I
know what I'm
love
saying?
Tupac.
Like if you love Tupac, say that. But don't sit there and say that, oh, he's not celebrated enough. Come on, man. Like stop the bullshit. The
Yeah.
man is a Hall of Fame already.
Oh Jesus. I'm trying to look. I could have sworn I had a New York Undercover Jet magazine. I'm trying to look for that shit, but I don't think I got it. Nope, I don't got it for you. Tyson.
Well, if he don't need to be scared, he's been on here before. Like if he has a hot take, come on here and say why you feel like how you do. I just don't agree with that. I just feel like this culture has way too many, the genre has way too many artists to mention and put respect on instead of the same damn people. It's boring. I don't want to talk about Jay-Z and Nas all the damn time.
I'm going to put my food in the oven right quick. Give me a second. I'm gonna talk to y'all on my phone and shit.
Party all, yeah. But he will never get talked about if we keep talking about Tupac and Jay-Z and Nas all the damn time.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg coming out with a Death Row Summer album. Okay. Party already needs respect. Definitely. Currency needs
definitely.
respect. Of course.
Been saying that.
Beans the Solution.
I didn't
Dope
like that
album.
album. Did not like that.
Wait.
It was no.
That's the one that came out 07, right?
Something like that. That's the one with that Pharrell, that Neptune shit. I didn't like that.
Oh, never mind. Nah. Fuck
Nah.
that.
His first three, great. The last one, don't care for it. Exactly, Sam. Exactly how I feel. Who cares? Snoop Dogg coming out with an album. Who cares?
There's a God in me. Oh, by the way, Babyface review is gonna be at 9 p.m. on Sunday.
Okay. Chopper City in the ghetto. Didn't hear it.
Chopper City for me. To me, Chopper City and Juvenile's 400 Degrees were the best and Cash Money at that time.
Okay.
There's a God in me. Oh, there's a God in me. And why y'all so quiet in the chat and shit?
They're trying to figure out who can they mention that's not the same. The
You
same
said
name
what?
people that they mentioned. Kendrick, we talk too much about Kendrick. Enough of Kendrick. Again, there's way too many artists that's out here and people stick to the same usual people.
I'm just worried about making my pasta right now.
What more can we say about Kendrick? We already did the damn album review. Like, what more y'all asking us about Kendrick? Dead Prez, exactly. That's a group that nobody mentions.
So J. Cole, Screwball.
Definitely. Screwball. Nobody mentions them. Nobody talks about them. It's the same people. Still talking about Mobb Deep and Prodigy been dead for how long? We still mentioning Mobb Deep.
Hey, Try, I got a question for you.
What's up?
Do you feel like Ill Al Scratch is influenced by Nice and Smooth?
No, I don't feel like that.
You don't feel like that?
They have two different styles to me.
Interesting.
Cause who in that group is Greg Nice? Because I don't think Ill or Al is Greg Nice.
I'm just talking about the whole harmonizing kind of style and shit.
Well, I mean, a lot of people was doing that though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't start a new thing. They, like getting some R&B singer on the track. They didn't start that.
True.
You know. Yeah, now Scratch over Nice and Smooth. Oh man,
I agree.
What? Yo, bugging.
I agree.
Now Scratch had one great album. They are not better than Nice.
Whoa, that second album was fire. What you talking about?
One great album. One. That one album had all the hits on it. Where My Homies, I'll Take Her.
I might not be nice and smooth. I'm just gonna be real with
Oh
you.
my god! Yeah, why you want to talk about artists and then talk shit about them? I don't understand.
I'm not talking shit about them. I'm just saying. I mean, we're talking about different artists as well too. So, and besides, I never really heard nice and smooth like that too. But when I heard, I had mixed feelings about it. So that's why I was gonna check it out and shit.
If I don't listen to Migos, I'm damn sure not making a live stream about them. That's just me.
Speaking of Migos, they said it might break up and shit.
Well, that's cool. I don't care because I don't listen to them. If I don't listen to Migos on artists, I'm not going to do a live stream about them. That's just how I roll.
Well, I listen to nice and smooth and shit. So,
but you don't care for them.
I never said. I just said that I'm not the biggest nice and smooth fan.
You remember with the PM Dawn episode? You remember that, right? Okay. You said on the PM Dawn episode that you didn't care for them, and dude didn't like what you had to say.
Well, I actually prefer nice and smooth over PM Dawn. So
I feel like you trolling, yo.
No, dead ass. Just wait till Wednesday. I'll explain. I'm gonna explain. But I never like PM Dawn. Nice and Smooth has some joints, but
once again, I am not going to do shit on the artist I don't listen to. That's just me.
Well, I listen to Nice and Smooth, so
but you don't care for them.
I just wait till Wednesday. That's all I'm gonna say.
But you don't listen to PM Dawn, so
yeah, but that was still the unsung. I don't listen to Thelma Houston, but we still talked about it.
Okay. So don't expect a PM Dawn review anytime soon.
Right? Yeah. Like that unsung was the only PM Dawn shit y'all might see in a while. So thoughts on Sir Lucius Left Foot? That was all right.
Great album, love it.
I'm not gonna lie, Big Boy's solo discography it's hit or miss, but
it's a lot better than Andre, who only got one damn album.
Right.
I will take Big Boy all day.
Alrighty, I'm about to put this in the fucking. Hold on. There's a God in me. What about Naughty by Nature?
What about them? Have you listened to them? You just throwing out groups like I'm pretty sure you haven't listened to none of them.
Corrupt needs respect solo wise. His solo discography is hit or miss. I'm not even gonna hold you.
He has one great album solo wise.
But have you ever heard Daz's solo debut?
Yeah, he has one great album solo wise, but for both of them, for both of them, he ain't excluded.
What do you mean? Severe Thunderstorm? Oh shit. Sunday. Let me stop. What's good, Mike?
Mike, what up?
Better watch that Dead Presidents at the weekend.
I think one day we should get Q on here and test him. Let's see how much of a hip hop head he really is. But I don't buy it. I would love that.
Shit. I know Michael Jackson has respect.
We ain't talking about Michael.
Bean Still Got Love for You or Jay-Z's Where Have You Been? Jay-Z's Where Have You Been for me.
You'll prove it. You know you can't use Wikipedia or Google for this, right? This is like shit that you already should know.
I honestly can't wait for the shit we talk about next week, though.
Let's see how much you learned over the past 5 or 6 years since we've been doing this. Because you always here and you always mention the same damn artist. Yeah, you should quiz him. We should quiz him. That'd be fun.
Okay, I'll prove it to you.
That would be fun. Where have you been? That was a great song.
I was watching a Bobby Brown interview.
A nice masterclass? You think so? You think so, huh?
Huh?
No, I'm talking to Q. Yes, you said that would be a nice masterclass. Okay.
Anyway. So why Bobby Brown mad at Mad TV for making fun of him over the years and shit?
Oh God, who cares? It just is. Why we still talking about him? What does he have to offer? Like, I want to know. Like, why did he's coming out with a special for what? We know everything. What is he gonna say? That I was the gay one in New Edition. Like, what is he gonna say?
I'm more Whitney Houston shit.
I don't want to hear about Whitney's dead. Let her rest in peace.
Niggas don't even talk about Marvin Gaye like that. He did.
First infantry or stunts and blunts in hip hop. I
I
like
gotta wait for this weekend.
First Infantry, underrated album that nobody ever talks about.
What?
The Alchemist album.
Oh, First Infantry.
Yeah,
I love that album.
a great album.
I'm gonna have to go with Stunts, Blunts, and Hip Hop for that one, D-boy.
No, I didn't see Chad on 107. What do you got to say? He's leaving? Who else taking on my shine? No, let's not talk about TV shows.
Favorite Royce song? Wishing on a Star.
Same.
I'm gonna start about 10 minutes and shit. Oh, Love Don't Live Here Anymore. Okay, that's a good one. I got a question.
We're talking about New York Undercover.
Huh?
No, I'm talking to you. What do you want to talk about? We're talking about what we're talking about tonight.
Well, I didn't see no New York Undercover comments on the chat and shit.
Exactly.
And I'm like, are me and Charlie the only ones that's hyped about this shit? Like,
That either they wasn't born or they just haven't watched the show.
nigga, I was born in the second season and shit.
Yeah, well, you're extraordinary. I don't know about the rest of them.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so nice. You hear that, y'all? I'm extraordinary.
Yeah, yep, I heard it. I heard all the Showbiz and AG albums.
Oh shit. I may have to move the Babyface review an hour earlier.
Why?
You said what?
At 8?
Yeah. Let's do
What
8.
you doing? You getting some buns on Sunday or what?
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
That's that what it is? So you can't tell Shorty to come later, like come at 10?
It's not just that. It's because family bullshit too. But I'll give y'all a final answer. Give me a second.
How you see Nick on the cover? How did you watch it?
Wait,
did Reg email you the episodes? How did you watch it? It's not on streaming.
shit, I'm still getting a few episodes myself as we speak.
I want to know how he saw it. You saw it how? Was he the director? You know this. How did you actually see those shows? I'm curious because it's not on streaming. It's not on DVD.
Yeah, unless you're gonna watch Daily Motion and shit.
Yeah.
Nigga, I had to like download episodes as we fucking speak. I'm missing a few episodes myself and shit, nigga. Like, this is the best YouTube channel. Okay, thank you. Sometimes y'all just be saying the random shit. I just feel like y'all just say random shit sometimes. Okay.
We're not talking about New York Undercover? What do you mean?
No, Sam, I was just joking around and shit.
I don't know. I wasn't. When you come on here, you should know what we talk about. You watched it on BT? When was that?
Damn.
Like recently? like a month ago?
Honestly, BT cut a few songs off and shit. I'm not even gonna hold you.
They cut everything off as BT.
Cause I was watching the You Guess No Respect episode. I guess Puffy didn't want to give Biggie's publishing rights because they pretty much erased the whole Juicy song and shit. So I had to go to Down Daily Motions to watch the uncut shit, you know?
Yeah, it was on BT, but how long have you seen it?
Boy said Kima, Keisha, and Pam were Total. The first Total album for me.
Me too.
Honestly, I never heard the second album like that. I think I heard a few joints from it.
It was good. It's not on DVD because Dick Wolf is too damn cheap to pay the artists the royalties for the music. They never put it on DVD.
Exactly. Fuck Dick Wolf.
But he can make multiple seasons of Law and Order and put that shit on DVD.
Right. Fuck that nigga.
You want see all the seasons of Chicago Fire, Chicago Med, Chicago PD. You got all of them. New York Undercover. Nope, not one single season.
It's okay. Real niggas know. That's all I gotta say. Real niggas know. Alrighty. About to go back upstairs.
What is this, new boy? Like you just asking us album choices tonight?
Hey, as long as it's not Tupac and Biggie, I'm cool with that shit.
We should be talking about New York Undercover. There's no wrong answer to any of those questions. BJ, come up here. You and your hot takes. I need to find out why you feel like we need to continuously talk about the same damn artists like Biggie and Pac. They're legends already. He's the only one that came on here and felt like Biggie doesn't get or Pac doesn't get the same respect as Biggie or something like that. I totally disagree.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Tupac, Biggie, Lincoln, Washington. It's all the same to me. BJ, oh shit, he's up in here. Okay.
That's not what you said in the group chat, BJ. You said something different.
Nigga, I wasn't even paying attention. What were y'all even talking about, man? I wasn't even paying attention.
We talked about.
I was meditating, man.
What you mean? You talked about Machiavelli for years now. What are you talking about? It's not talked about enough. You don't remember when he died and that's all they kept talking about was like, oh, he's not dead and all these damn theories and shit. What do you mean?
Oh, y'all killing me. Y'all killing me tonight. Let's just talk about New York Undercover. Yo. The Machiavelli cover. I mean,
what more can we say about the album cover anyway?
He's just like Jesus. Like I think I'm gonna rename this channel Tupac Central, yo.
Oh Lord, please don't.
I think I'm gonna rename this channel like Tupac Central at this point, cause it's like y'all don't even ask me how my day is and shit. It's like what Tupac this, Tupac that. Later, ask me how my day is. Ask Try how his day is.
How was it? Right, you know.
Damn, my day was good. Try.
It's straight to the album choices. Oh, Metropolis or this album. Like, what is this? No, there's no wrong answer. So if I say Metropolis, then that means I don't like the other album, right? Pusha T's album is a classic. We talked about Pusha T's album like last week or week before last. Great album.
God. Let's let you know. This might be a long ass breakdown of this shit. Shit. I don't even. Where's the James M2 made questions at and shit? Like,
right. This man died last year. He died. He died last year. Nobody's asking about M2 made music. So let's get straight to the Tupac.
Yeah, like. And mind you, when I say I'm just joking around when I talk like this and shit like that, because niggas act like I'm serious. Shit.
I'm not.
That's on try. That's on try, man.
I'm definitely serious. We have to start talking about all the damn artists, and not all, but the artists that don't get that recognition instead of just the usual suspects. Though. How much more conversations we can have about Jay-Z and Nas?
Jay-Z and Aaliyah.
I definitely don't want to talk about that.
I'm honestly tired of talking about Aaliyah too. Sometimes I'm not gonna hold you. I like Aaliyah, but sometimes
she's dead. There's nothing else to talk about.
And then when people want to talk to me, they always want to talk about Aaliyah and R. Kelly and shit. Like I want to hear about some.
Why?
Yeah, I want to hear about some pedophilia kind of shit, nigga.
We went through that. He's locked up, but there's nothing else to talk about.
Shit. But I'm ready to start whenever you are, because I feel like you're about to lose your mind in a minute.
I gotta stop reading the chat, yo, because it's crazy.
Yeah, because sometimes they just do that shit just to get aroused from you. Sometimes.
Yes, I know.
Why do you think I'm so chill right now and shit?
And then when I don't read your comment, then you complain.
Yeah. Now where's that Fire Stick remote? Yes, sir. What's good, you too? How's everyone doing this lovely Thursday night on the dot? It's your boy Reg in the building, the smooth operator himself. Got my homeboy tried to instigate in the building.
What up?
Before I start, I want to say a quick rest in peace to my record player. It got fucked up last night, and it was going to be the first time I played some vinyl in this fucking room and shit like that. So I have to buy me a whole new record player because apparently nobody in North Carolina knows how to fix record players. So, hey, right. Y'all know how to fix iPhones and shit, but y'all know how to fix a damn record player. Right. And then the one motherfucker that knows how to fix a record player, he's grieving for his dead wife and shit. I'm like, you can fix this shit and grieve at the same time. I'm not trying to be funny, but damn, man. Damn.
It's his wife.
I don't give a damn. My record player is fucked up and shit. Damn. I mean, I'm sorry for his wife, but I don't know this motherfucker like that. I'm just being real. Shit. God damn, man. Like my record player, I can't play fucking shit, nigga. And next you know, you told me you grieving for your wife and shit, man. Fuck out of here, nigga. Oh my god, I am such an ass. But anyway, we are gonna talk about one of the greatest shows I've ever seen, and the show pretty much I can't believe it took me a long time for me to finally get into New York Undercover. Yes, the long-awaited New York Undercover breakdown we've been talking about for like a fucking year at this point. You know what I'm saying? I said that I was going to watch most of the series. There were a few season 3 episodes I was not able to find at the moment. A few season 4 episodes, but I'm not really in a big rush to really get all the season 4 episodes at the moment. You know what I'm saying? I might have to do a whole separate video on season 4 to be real with you, but anyway.
Really? You like season 4?
I never said that. I never said I like season 4.
You want to do a review on season 4?
I never
of
said,
all the seasons.
Hold on. I'm just saying. I'm just curious. I'm just curious. Like it's crap. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I want to watch. Like I said, I'm a completist. I'm a fucking completist and shit like that. I want to watch it for my fucking self because I was just getting into the show. Certain shit that caught my attention and shit like that. Because for a while, all I knew about New York Undercover, like let's just say if y'all would have asked me like 6 years ago, like when I was really getting this channel pumping and shit like that, I would have told you it was a black cop show. It had Malik Yoba. It had hip hop music. that was pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? Because the show was barely on syndication, like the overrated Law and Order and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. I want to ask my homeboy right here, because how did you get into the show? You know what I'm saying?
I don't like cop shows. Never. Was never a fan of Hill Street Blues or NYPD Blue. Don't
Ah,
like cop shows. No, I never liked it.
dun, dun, dun.
Nope, nope. Never liked it. But this cop show was different because it actually spoke to our culture, and they put it on at the right time slot, 10 p.m. Thursday nights in the '90s on Fox, right after Martin at 8 p.m., right after Living Single at 8:30, and we could relate to that show because of the music and because of the special guests that were on there, for the Natalie performances, and you
Ooh,
had a Latino cop, Michael Delorenzo's character, Eddie, and Torres, and you had JC Williams played by Malik Yoba. You had a Latino cop and an African American cop, and they were undercover and they dressed like us. They had the Hilfiger hoodies, they had the Tims, the baggy jeans. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it was so relatable to us because that's something that we didn't see even in the streets. We didn't see undercover cops out here dressed like them. You know what I'm saying? And they had an ensemble cast, and it was very diverse, even for the '90s. They brought in Lauren Velez as Nina, and she was Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying? And like the captain was a Caucasian. Like it was very a diverse group, and the different cameos when you see like some of our favorite rappers was on there. Sticky Fingers was on there. You had Heavy D. I believe Heavy D was on the episode. You had Terrence Williams at that time. It was before Hustle and Flow. He was on there. You had a very diverse, group of actors and artists, and it was just the way that it was shot, and it was shot in New York City. Either during the springtime or the summertime, and back when in the '90s we had like horrendous, heat waves in New York, and it was just relatable. Like, the way that it was shot, the music by James and Tume, rest in peace. As soon as that theme song come on, everybody knows that theme song. And it was just as popular as the stuff that Mtume did, with Juicy and all that. And I never missed it. That's the only cop show that I've ever religiously watched ever. Like even now I don't watch cop shows, but that's the only cop show I watched because it was a cool cop show to watch, and you know what I'm saying, and it was a game changer. You know what I'm saying, and I think because of that, Fox got heat because of it, and there's certain topics that they touched on that was too controversial at that time to air, and I just felt like what like let's be real, white America, when they see a show like that and it's getting all this publicity and popularity, it's gonna be people in their feelings about it. The same thing with The Wire. That's what happened with The Wire. That's why it got canceled. There's too much, violence and too much, drug talk for HBO, and that's why they canceled that show. You know what I'm saying? It's like all of our good shows get canceled for one reason or
but
another.
The Sopranos glorifying that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Because they love the mafia lifestyle. They love that. They love to make movies about that and make TV shows about that. You know what I'm saying? But when we embrace it and we do our mafioso rap stuff, they love it. They eat it up. You can't tell Raekwon nothing about Cuban Link because that is a classic. Everybody knows that album. You know what I'm saying? But you know that's what they do. But this was a great show for 3 seasons, and they totally switched it up for season 4, and it was good while it lasted. But like for those 3 seasons, I didn't miss it at all. Like I was there. Like that was an event. Like when they say must see TV, when ABC had that slogan, that also counted for Fox Thursday nights in the '90s. You wasn't missing Martin, you wasn't missing Living Single, and you wasn't missing New York Undercover, and that was the lineup for 3 years for us. And those are great times, man. It's like we'll never have a Thursday night lineup like that ever. You know what I'm saying? And I know Michael Delorenzo from Fame. I know him from
Yeah.
that show. I didn't even know Malik Yoba at that time. Like I didn't see him in nothing when he first came on the show, and you know what I'm saying, and I just thought it was like a great ensemble cast, and you know that's one of the realest shows as far as like cop shows. That's one of the realest cop shows ever. You know what I'm saying, and you know I know they filmed the reboot season, you know, 13 episodes. We might never get to see that because of the, you know, Dick Wolf and his bullshit and you know the whole thing with Malik Yoba and you know they keep saying it's coming on Paramount streaming. I doubt it's gonna come on there, but you know they have a new season that's already filmed. MC Light supposedly plays the new captain. You got Fat Joe. Supposedly he's like one of the villains on the show, and they have like a younger cast around. JC is coming back and Lauren JC Malik Yoba's coming back and Lauren Velez. This we still don't we never got a definitive answer on Eddie's character, so he might not be in it. But I want to see that. Huh?
If there's no Eddie, I'm not watching it.
Well, I think it's I think it still could be a good show without him. It can't be season 4 though. It cannot be season 4 because season 4 was just bad. The cast and everything for that season was just bad. But I think it can still be a good show even without Eddie's character. But they can, if anything, they can make it a continuation. You know, 20 years later. You know, life after what happened with season 4 and Eddie's death and all that, and see how they are now. You know, maybe you have JC as a sergeant or something like that for his own precinct, and you know Nina is as a sergeant too or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But I think it could work. But you know, I would like to see that. You know what I'm saying? Being a lifelong fan of this show from season 1, I want to see how they did the reboot. So I don't know if we're gonna ever get that, but this was a great show, and it was all made around this culture. And I think if they didn't do it like that, it wouldn't have been a memorable show. So that all of that goes into, you know, hip hop and the way that they dressed and the way that they talked, you know, the music, everything.
Right. All right, definitely. All right. So I first came into New York Undercover, believe it or not. It came on BT, but I'm not talking about the recent syndication. It was on BT years ago and shit like that. And it was the episode with Court, Ice-T's character, and they played the whole Gangsta's Paradise in the beginning, if I'm not mistaken. And I looked at myself like, what the fuck is this and shit like that? Because BT had just randomly played it and shit like that. And at that time, I didn't have an exact knowledge on the show and stuff like that. But at the same time, I just liked the whole racial diversity when it came to the cops, most specifically JC and Eddie and stuff like that too. And then years later, I ended up watching the Unsung episode, which
Right.
most of my research came from like old Jet interviews, Unsung and stuff like that too. So yeah, man, and it just grabbed my attention and stuff like that. And it was one episode that really made me want to watch the show, and I'm gonna get into that in a minute.
Cool G, what's good?
What's up, Kuji? But at the same time, my love for cop shows, I like certain cop shows, but I don't like formulaic cop shows, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like the cop shows I like, not a lot of people would vibe with, like In the Heat of the Night, which to me, I consider that next to this show the best cop show. Rest in peace, Carol O'Connor, Howard Rollins, and stuff like that. Rest in peace to them. I like NYPD Blue, believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? Barney Miller, if you want to talk about a sitcom and shit. And that's really pretty much it. I'm not a Law and Order fan. Criminal Minds, I cannot really get into. Sam said, what about Cop Lane?
Cop Lane was a movie, though.
Oh, I thought he meant Cop Rock.
Cop Lane was the one with Sylvester Stallone, and I think Method Man was in that film too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a movie.
I thought he meant Cop Rock for me. You remember that Cop Rock shit?
Cop Rock? No, what is it?
It was a sitcom based on cops, but it was a musical. Yeah, I kid you not. It was a musical sitcom.
Wow.
Yeah. It only ran for like 13 or 4 episodes or some bullshit. I don't know, but hey.
What? And you remember
Yeah,
that?
man. Well, I don't remember. Well, it came on when I was watching some shit about worst TV shows or some shit like that, and it just always stuck with me because I think Simpsons made a joke about it and stuff like that too, and Family Guy made a joke about it. So it's like one of those shows that just stuck with me and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? All right. Just let y'all know in about 5 minutes I gotta go take my food out the oven. Just to let y'all know. But yeah, man. So that's pretty much my introduction to New York Undercover. All right, so pretty much you know how we're gonna go with this breakdown and shit like that. You know how we do. We're gonna talk about the history of the show. In this case, we're gonna talk about the history, then the cast. We're gonna talk about the Andre Harrell's involvement of the show. We're gonna talk about favorite episodes, characters, why the show got canceled, the music, and then after we talk about all the good shit, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna give our thoughts on about the night at Natalie soundtrack, which we're gonna talk about the hip hop soundtrack. Don't get me wrong. I'm trying to get that for the collection video, you know what I'm saying? But I just felt like I feel like with Natalie's being an important setting for the show, that Nat at Nat would definitely be a good fit, you know, just for talking about, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
All right, so let's take this story all the way back to the like 93, 94. Andre Harrell, the late great Andre Harrell, he wanted to do a whole show pretty much about like, hip hop cops and stuff like that. And at this time, he was still running Uptown Records and stuff like that too. And the original title of this show was supposed to be called Uptown Undercover and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So pretty much what had happened was, they were trying to like pretty much do cops, like people of color as cops, because it was something that has never really been done before, and they wanted something like to speak to the hip hop generation. So that's when they pretty much got working with Dick Wolf, and at that time, Dick Wolf pretty much was the king of cop shows, at that time too, because he had LA Law and Order, I think Chicago PD and shit like that. And at that time, too, he also was working on Homicide: Life on the Street, which that's another very underrated cop show in my personal opinion. I haven't really seen that show in years though, but yeah, it was pretty straightforward and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so they pretty much wanted to put it on Fox and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? But there were certain things that they had to really argue upon, well, negotiate when it came to like some of the characters and stuff too. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm gonna get more into that in a minute. Now we're gonna like really talk about like the cast of the show. Starting off the cast, you had of course Malik Yoba, he played Detective Julius Clarence, aka JC Williams and stuff like that. He's the African American detective. Malik Yoba at that time, he didn't really have a lot of acting credits on him because he was mostly known for being an activist, really, and stuff like that. Because he did work a lot with his community because he's from Bronx and stuff like that too. So he was in like a few movies back then. He was like in Cool Runnings, which is like a 90,
Oh yeah, that's right. He was part of the Jamaican bobsled team.
Yeah,
I did see that one.
yeah, definitely. Hold that thought. Let me get my food out the oven.
Does The Wire count as a cop show? It counts, but it wasn't focused just on the cops. They were focused on the drug dealers as well, like Yvonne and Stringer Bell and his crew. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't just focused on the cops that was tracking them. Do you like the movie Ray? Yeah, Ray was good. So nobody has seen New York Undercover. Y'all gotta have some favorite episodes or something if you all watch the show. No, I don't watch NCIS. I'm not a fan of none of those shows. Nope, nobody's seen it.
Sorry about that. All right, so like I said before, he was in that movie Cool Runnings. He made an appearance on a short-lived sitcom at the time called Where I Live, which that was on NBC. It started not excuse me, ABC, excuse me. NBC, ABC, still TV anyway. Starring Dougie Doug and Flex Alexander. But this was like really, yeah, it only ran for 2 seasons, but this was like really like his breakthrough role and stuff like that too. You had Michael Delorenzo, who played Detective Eduardo Eddie Torres. Pretty much I think he's like pretty much like the most popular character on the show.
You think so, Eddie?
I've seen a lot of fans on social media love Eddie. So
is this before or after he actually died? Because I still feel like Malik Yoba was the most popular one.
Well, both of them were popular, but on social media, I've seen a lot of people say, "Oh my God, we love Eddie. Yeah. Eddie was that dude."
We want Eddie back. We want them to bring Eddie back from the dead. That's why
they be calling Malik Yoba dry lips sometimes and shit. Like, yeah. I'm not trying to be funny. It's just like the love for Eddie.
I've heard that. That's why I'm laughing.
The love for Eddie was just astounding because I'm just like, to me, he was the most popular character because it's just like everyone just loved Eddie.
It's not spoiler free because it's not on streaming. It might never get on DVD. So if you've seen it, salute to you. If you haven't, then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I don't do that spoiler. I reveal everything. Like, watch the Different World review, watch the Rock review, Batman Enemy series. So I don't do that whole spoiler shit. You know what I'm saying?
Eddie died in season 3, so it's not a spoiler.
Yeah, just like James, Eddie died and shit. You know. Yeah. I'm gonna get into that in a minute though. But
can you imagine if we decided to talk about Good Times? Is this a spoiler-free Good Times review?
We did talk about Good Times. Yeah,
we did a whole review on that.
Yeah, with the other podcast.
Okay. Yeah. Imagine if they was there for that. This like the Good Times been around for like how long? The 70s.
Yeah, I think that was like the first show breakdown I did. Either that one or Sanford and Son.
Shit, I don't even remember that one.
Yeah, that's how long I've been doing this crap, man. Shit. Anyway, Michael Delorenzo. I mean, he's like Tribe mentioned, he was on Fame. My introduction to him mostly was on the show Head of the Class. He was in like the later seasons of the show when the show wasn't really that good and stuff like that.
I used to watch that show and I don't even remember him on there.
Yeah, he was in like the last 2 seasons. Like I'm telling you,
okay,
last 2 seasons.
Yeah,
because they also had Richard Pryor's daughter in that show too.
The light skin chick.
Yeah, Rain Pryor.
Oh, I didn't know that was her. The light skin chick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Where's she at now? Is she still like acting or no?
I mean, she does stand up from what I heard and stuff like that.
Really?
She mostly just tries to work with her father's legacy and stuff like that. She don't really do that much.
Everybody trying to do stand up now, huh? T.I., Richard Pryor's daughter.
Well, she's actually funny sometimes.
She's actually funny. I've never seen her like do anything after Head of the Class.
Yeah, man. They haven't really done that much.
Right.
Yeah, man. Then you also have Patty DeHarbanville Quinn.
Darbanville, yeah.
Darbanville. Thank you. She played Lou. She was actually a model and stuff like that too. She was actually a model. She appeared
wasn't she married to some rock star or something like that?
Let me hold up.
She was married to somebody famous.
Don Johnson.
Don Johnson. Don Johnson, yeah.
Yeah. She was married to Don Johnson. And she said in the interview that at that time she got very tired of always like doing like the glamorous model kind of role, that she wanted something very different, stuff like that, which is why she mostly got into this role and shit too. All right. So that's pretty much like the original main cast. I know I'm gonna get to Lauren because she came in season 2. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. But you also had like the minor characters, like you had G, Greg
Right.
George Gord the second.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all mostly know him as Junior from My Wife and Kids and stuff like that
He
too.
was a badass on that show too.
Yeah, but it's crazy. His acting was better on New York Undercover than that show, for real. I just feel like in My Wife and Kids, he was just a one-trick pony. Like his character was just a
Well,
one-joke pony.
the teenager that got in trouble, he didn't listen to his parents. I mean, we all went through that.
Yeah. It wasn't like a Theo. Hell, it wasn't even like a fucking Michael J. Fox or anything like that. But hey,
Now, I think he was. I think he did. I don't know. I think he did stuff that Theo wouldn't have did though. Like the
true.
whole pregnancy thing. I don't think Theo would have did that.
Oh hell no. Hell the fuck no.
Yeah.
Shit.
Claire would have busted his ass. Not even Cliff.
hmm Yeah. So and you also had Michael Michelle, another newcomer at that time who played no, not yeah, Michael Michelle. She was a newcomer because she was on a few things like New Jack City. She played
That's
Nino
the one that Nino threw the champagne on her.
You're a murderer, Nino. I see you kill so many people, Nino.
Oh man.
Cancel that bitch. I'll buy another one.
Right.
I hate you. Yeah, that was her. I was like, I knew she looked fucking familiar and shit. I knew she looked familiar, but yeah, man. She played Sandra. She was only in the first season and shit too. Then you also had Fatima Falo. She was a newcomer at that time too. You know, she played JC's baby mama, pretty much. Relax.
They couldn't pick nobody cuter than her.
You didn't think she was that cute? I mean, she was alright.
I don't think she was. Not with short hair.
Oh,
she tried to pull off that Holly Berry look. It don't work for everybody.
Yeah, the short hair. I didn't like it with short hair.
No,
the forehead was too big and shit.
She looked like a lesbian with that.
Yeah. And then you also had Jose Perez, who was Eddie's father, Mike, and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? Like there was like a lot of he had like a lot of people in his family and stuff like that. Lisa Vidal played Carmen, which is this. She got on my fucking nerves. I'm not gonna hold you.
The whole family, the father, the sister.
Yeah. I mean, the father for story. I didn't mind him for story, but the other family, like the brother, Carmen. Yeah.
His brother was a priest or a pastor.
Yeah, man. So then we also, last but not least, when it came to like the core cast, you have the great Lauren Velez as Detective Nina Moreno Torres. Yeah, man, you know, she was a Puerto Rican that eventually became Eddie's main love interest and whatnot too. Lauren Velez, again, she was like another newcomer at that time too. You know what I'm saying? She was mostly working as an understudy for Felicia Rashad, where she was doing stuff in Broadway and stuff like that too. Her film debut was in the I Like It Like That movie, but it's crazy too.
I remember that film.
It's crazy because she actually appeared on New York Undercover before in the season 1 before she actually was in the season to contract that season 2 and shit too. So just a little trivia on that. All right, so that's pretty much like the main cast core. I'm gonna talk about more characters along the way when it comes to story, but anyway, so when we talk about the characters, like the character design, you know, Dick Wolf, you know, he wasn't used to like working with black characters and shit too, because you know they were kind of upset with like JC having like a baby mama and shit like that too, because they were scared about the fact that having a baby mama.
That shit is normal now.
It's normal now.
It's normal. It's almost like it's almost like we've gotten accustomed to seeing, you know, unwed parents have kids and not be together.
Right. It's normal now, but at that time it was like the whole beginning of that. That's not my baby daddy, that kind of ordeal and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, that was annoying because it was like, make up your mind. Either you with her or you not. Like it's like he had other girlfriends, but then he would go over to her crib sometimes and sleep with her. Like, make up your mind. Like, what do you want?
Yeah, man. I mean, but I did like the fact that they didn't go the gateway route of, oh, I realized that my baby mama had my back the whole time. Because I hate when shows do that stupid shit. Like you say, I hate you too. Then that's my baby, that's my ride or die, and shit like that too. I'm glad they didn't go that route and shit too. So the first season pretty much did very well and stuff like that. Because you gotta also remember one of the key ingredients for the show working well was really just the music that they had at that time too. Because you gotta remember, 1994 was the year they lost In Living Color. Arsenio Hall had fucking ended and stuff like that. Yo MTV Raps was about to end in 95. So hip hop and contemporary R&B needed that gateway to listen to, like the newest hip hop, the newest R&B, or even like pay respect and homage to like a lot of artists back in the day. Like, the James Brown, the Bobby Womack's and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? So that's when you had like Natalie's, which pretty much Natalie's was like how can I put this? It was the hangout, the local hangout and shit like that, like a lot of artists that came and performed at that shit too. Either they performed as themselves or they performed as different people. And guess who played Natalie? Gladys Knight. Yes, Gladys Knight played Natalie and shit like that too. And she was only in season 1, but like again, Natalie's was just an integral part when it came to New York Undercover and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, which they pretty much got rid of, but we'll talk about that when we talk about that. So pretty much, yeah, the show was very successful, and then they brought in Lauren Velez in the second season, and this was what really skyrocketed and shit too, because many people loved the relationship between Eddie and Nina and stuff like that too. But at the same time, you said what?
They were a great couple.
They were a very good couple. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention. The late great James M. Tume was the guy that was making the music and at that time too. And this was also around the time when he actually really got like a resurgence in popularity working on this show. You know what I'm saying?
And Ernest Dickerson also worked on the show.
Yes, I forgot
Rest
to
in
mention.
peace. That's the director of Juice.
Yes. Rest in peace to both of those guys and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? And it was pretty much a black show. You know what I'm saying? Like when I mean black,
I don't want to say it's a black show. I again, at that time, the cast was multicultural.
Yeah,
and I think it showed that you can have a show like that and be multi-diverse, and it don't have to be just a black show or just a white show. Like it was, it was targeted for the hip hop audience.
right.
But to me, the hip hop audience is all colors. So, you know what I mean?
True. I get what you're also saying about that too. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I meant to say it was like a really like a black show because it talked about a lot of black issues that you probably would not see in maybe like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and stuff.
So
like
even now, you won't see that. You won't see that
no.
on Blue Bloods. They won't do that.
Hell no.
You know
Hell
what I mean?
fucking shit like that. Hell, not even in Criminal Minds and shit either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So pretty much everything was going good for the first 2 seasons. That's what we thought, right? Malik Yoba won an NAACP award at the end of the first season, and I forgot to mention this as well too, but they were kind of playing around on renewing the show for a second season until Malik Yoba won that NAACP award and stuff like that. He said, Fox, you know what time it is. Stop playing around and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? But see, before the third season happened, Malik Yoba and Michael Delorenzo pretty much staged a walkout and stuff like that too, because of the fact that
the strike.
The strike, because they felt like they were not being fair when it came to like a lot of the other Fox shows at that time too. And you got to also remember, in the mid 90s, Fox was pretty much revamping itself, you know what I'm saying? Because they got the rights to Super Bowl around that time too. And like I said before, this was really the beginning. 1994 was really the beginning of them getting rid of like a lot of their black programming, because They got rid of Rock and Live in Color. The Sinbad Show, which was Sinbad's like first show after he left Different World. They
right.
got Robert Townsend's short-lived sketch comedy show. Like I said, Arsenio Hall. Even though Arsenio Hall was syndicated, a lot of Fox markets played Arsenio Hall and stuff like that too. And Jesse Jackson, he boycotted Fox and stuff like that. Why isn't the black shows and stuff like that was leaving? And so, at that time, Fox was beginning to have like 90210, Melrose Place, Simpsons was still going strong. I mean, yeah, you still had your black programming like Martin and Living Single. Like they were still holding down the Thursday lineup. But again, it was pretty much they put all of their black programming in one fucking night, really. You know what I'm saying? And so Malik Yoba, he said, well, we never saw a billboard of New York Undercover, not really a lot of promos. Because even some of the promos I was watching on YouTube, it's always the same intro. They are cops, but they are not just regular cops. They are New York Undercover cops. And then they'll talk about what the episode is about. It will be very vague. And sometimes I like to watch old network TV promos of shows back in the day I used to watch. I don't know. I like to do that shit sometimes too, and shit like that because I'm weird like that. But hey, so they left before the beginning of the of the third season. Excuse me. And so they pretty much missed production for a couple of days. Sorry about that. My throat got dry. They missed production for a couple of days and shit like that. And so they came back, I think after like 3 or 4 days, and things was not the same because that third season they brought in a new member, like a new guy named Jonathan LaPaglia, who played
I think he's the brother of Anthony because his brother's an actor.
You said what?
His brother's an actor, Anthony.
Yeah, Anthony LaPaglia.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm saying the name right and shit. Yeah, because he was best known for Without a Trace. He made appearances on Frasier. I'm talking about Anthony LaPaglia and shit, by the way.
Right.
And so his brother Tommy, this was actually his first acting credit, and this was really the beginning of them trying to whiten, and I'm gonna use the word whiten New York Undercover because of when you're watching a show, right? Hey, let's just say you're watching a black show, the network wants to say, well, it needs a little bit more cream in your coffee and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like we've seen this before. We've seen this shit before. The white boy saving the crowd and stuff like that. The white boy to the rescue. You know what I'm saying? And so, shout out to Mark Nash. He's live right now and shit like that. So pretty much, members in the cast, they welcomed him, but they had mixed feelings. Like you had Malik Yoba saying, "Oh well, it kind of ruined the chemistry and shit like that too." Because even watching the show, it's like Malik Yoba, JC just looked at him like he was just there. Eddie didn't really give a damn about him.
Right.
It was like Nina's character was the only one that was really chill with them, and even Lauren Velez, she pretty much said that it was a genius way to introduce like the Irish relations with African Americans because there was like a lot of like racism with the Irish too at that time.
There is no relations with them though. They stay to their own kind. They don't mess with us.
I mean, that may be true or shit too. I mean, there's always racism in every culture. People are always going to have their differences.
When was the last time you seen a black person at the St. Patty's Day parade? We don't go to those parades.
If you come to where I stay at, you'll see some shit like that. Black people.
You got black Irish out there.
Yeah.
The black people
like,
when we have a parade here, they don't go. We don't go to those parades. We stay at our own parade.
Yeah, Juneteenth was our parade and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but at the same time too, it's like the third season, they pretty much talked about a lot of complex issues. Because like they talk about a lot of complex issues. Right, they talk about church bombings, they talked about molestation, they had a very dark episode, which I'm going to talk about prison rape and prison attacks and stuff like that. They talked about the whole East Coast, West Coast. Like, if anything, this the second season might be my favorite, but the third season might be the most complex when it came to how they approach the issues and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? But it was a weird season as well too, because it's like the writers or the show was trying to split up JC and Eddie, because you saw like JC either with in more solo missions or he will be sleeping off with Tommy, or actually what's his character's name? I'm sorry, damn. Yeah, Tommy, that's his character's name. Okay. And then you'll see Eddie doing his shit with Nina or some shit like that. Like you'll see them together sometimes, but they weren't as together as much. And again, this was just their way, because they want to have New York Undercover as a good franchise, as like the Law and Order and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? And so then this is where it gets petty and shit. You know what I'm saying? So New York Undercover, aka known as the little ghetto show that could. So they had one episode. No, that's pretty much what they called the show.
Really?
That's what they called the show. I didn't make it up, y'all. I really did not make it up.
Wow.
Like Malik Yoba even said that we always call the show the little ghetto show that could. Like, yeah. So the third season really, he's consistently saw less hip hop in that season and shit too, especially after the Kill the Noise episode, which again I'm going to mention that in a minute. But so one episode they had a reading and stuff like that too, and this was the infamous episode where Eddie and Nina finally got married and Eddie got killed. And so, well, Eddie and Tommy got killed, but ain't nobody give a damn about Tommy and shit. But
right,
so
you should have got killed the first episode he was on there. I didn't have a kid for him. I don't know to understand why they brought him on.
That scene when he made that joke and JC like, that's not funny, man.
Right.
But anyway, yeah. So everyone was shocked. Even like James Ntume, there was an interview where he said that he was even shocked too. And mind you, this nigga made the music and shit. He wasn't even an actor or writer, because people thought that Dick Wolf was still mad at the fact that they walked out and stuff like that. And so it's like they killed the Puerto Rican off, and then they got rid of Lou too. You know what I'm saying? Because
why did she go?
I'm gonna get into that, because originally this show and Living Single was originally canceled at the end of the 1996 to 1997 season and stuff like that, because that year Martin had ended this run, and we all know about the whole Martin and Teacher Camp. I'm not even going to get into the whole that shit until we talk about Martin one day, but because they were losing ratings, because Fox pretty much was not really. They were mostly focusing at that time with The Simpsons, 90210,
They should have took that shit off a long time ago.
Yeah, I love Simpsons.
I don't watch it no more. I haven't watched that since the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is that show still on? People still watch Bart and Lisa. Like, it should be like old parents right now.
Well, honestly, the show has actually been getting kind of funnier, but surprisingly, once they got that Disney money, because they got black writers now and shit. So.
Well, then put that on Disney streaming. Bring back New York Undercover and put Simpsons on Disney streaming.
Yeah, but guess who's playing Bart's teacher now?
Who?
Kerry Washington.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, that's how Simpsons. Yeah, she's doing the voice. She was doing the voice and shit. Because Simpsons has got like a little bit more blacker. But once they canceled that what's that shit she was doing? She was like boning the president or whatever. Scandal.
Yeah, so she left Scandal for The Simpsons. Okay.
Well, mind you, Scandal ended like 5-6 years ago and shit. So, no. But yeah. Anyway, so New York Undercover and Living Single was originally canceled, and mind you, they really didn't have no other black shows, because they had this one black show that they were trying to start off called Between Brothers, the Kadeem Hardison, Tommy Davidson show. But that wasn't even that good of a show. I'm gonna be real. So a lot of black protesters, they protested and shit like that. They was like, yo, what the fuck, Fox? Yo, come on, bring the show back and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We want, come on now. So be careful what you wish for. You know what I'm saying? Because they brought the shows back, mind you, Living Singles last season wasn't that good because they got rid of TC Carson, which we're gonna save that for the Living Single breakdown and shit. Stay tuned this summer. But New York Undercover was in a different belt. So Malik Yoba was like the original main cast member left and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? And so him and Lon Velez, you know what I'm saying? They were like the only members to come back, and so they had a new New York Undercover, and it was a new New York Undercover because of the fact it was more rock. It had a rock theme song. It was gnarly. It was rad. It was white. You know what I'm saying? It was white. And guess and this is the funny thing right here. Guess who plays the new boss now? Guess.
Well, we know.
I know. I'm just doing for dramatic effect, but Tommy motherfucking Ford,
wow,
aka Tommy Strong for Martin, you know,
Eddie Murphy,
because he was so yeah, Teddy Murphy. He actually got a job and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And I'm actually trying to look for a Tavis Smiley quote and shit like that. He said on this one Ebony magazine interview because he said something that was kind of right about what Fox was doing. But while I find that, yeah, not Tommy Davidson. Oh my God, Tommy Ford. He was pretty much the new boss, and this is I'm not really going to talk about the other two white characters because they didn't have no character whatsoever. I'm gonna be real. Yeah. But here's the thing about Tommy's character on New York Undercover. It was the exact contrast between Lou's character because Lou was like Lou was like a hard ass boss, but she was fair. You know what I'm saying? She was fair with whatever decision she made. Tommy's character, which his character was named I think Barber or some shit like that. Hold on. Yeah, Malcolm Barker. He pretty much was like a corrupt cop. He said lie, cheat, do whatever it takes to solve a case. And I kind of believe that it kind of stood against what New York Undercover stood for in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, why does it have to be like a black? Why is like a black lieutenant the corrupt motherfucker?
Exactly.
The white one was like the hard by the book one. Like, so is this what they mean really by a new direction, winding up the show and shit like that? You know what I'm saying? Like it boggled my mind. Like, don't get me wrong, Tommy Ford was good in the role and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because he was good in the role, but at the same time, some stuff he just looked lost. I'm not gonna hold you. Like he looked kind of lost and shit. Sorry about that. It's a thunderstorm warning and shit like that.
Okay.
So, yeah. And he looked very lost, like playing the role. And I'm not coming all hard on Tommy whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like the direction, the face of New York Undercover was gone. And in an Ebony issue from October 1997, Tavis Smiley, who was like the host of BT Talk, he pretty much was like talking about how it was unconscionable how Fox was pretty much like canceling the black shows and stuff like that too, because they were like the number 1 and number 2 shows, like New York Undercover and Living Single in Black America at that time too. You know what I'm saying? And he pretty much was protesting on the Tom Joyner Morning Show. I missed the Tom Joyner Morning Show, by the way, about this shit too. You know what I'm saying? Because wasn't nobody watching Between Brothers like that. Like,
I don't even remember that show.
Yeah, like I said, nobody remembers that because it was on Fox, and I think it went to UPN. And that's another thing too. UPN took what Fox, UPN and WB took the black programming from Fox because they had Sister, Jamie Foxx Show, Moesha. They even had some trash, Homeboys in Outer Space, Steve Harvey Show. I mean, they had the black shows at that time too. And hell, the Hughleys, a show that was on ABC, went to UPN. In the House on NBC went to UPN. It's like UPN was like the new BT at that time too. You know what I'm saying? Well, BT wasn't even. Well, y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean. But, So and it got trashed because they didn't even air the series finale in the regular run. They canceled the show before they airing the series finale. And I actually found the series finale, but it was in fucking French, believe it or not.
The series finale for what?
New York. I found it online, but it was in
Really?
French.
That never even saw it.
Yeah.
The series finale for me was when Eddie got killed. That was the end for me.
I know it was.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, man. So, like I said before, I recorded several episodes of the show. I'm missing like about 5 season 3 episodes. I'm missing a few season 4 episodes. But Try's gonna tell me it's not worth the wait. But you know me,
Nope, it
I'm a
ain't.
hey, if we could talk about those later one day at a time seasons and shit like
Oh
that,
Lord.
I mean,
Oh God.
which
Oh
honestly,
God.
like fucking what's Barbara's man's name that Mark
Mark, yeah.
that you had fucking Sam.
The best seasons for that show was when it was just Barbara on that show. That's it. The other one left, and it was it was better that way to me.
So real. So you didn't care for Mackenzie Phillips' character either?
She was okay, but I'm like, I felt like she bailed on the show, so it was like it was left up to Valerie to
Schneider.
and the mother, yeah, and the mother to keep that show afloat, and we don't see that no more. A lot most times when a major star leave, it's like they'll replace her or they cancel the show. You know,
Exactly. So yeah, man. So New York Undercover pretty much ended, or did it? Because years later, there was talks about them doing a reboot and stuff like that too. But they actually shot a reboot. You know what I'm saying? But there's a few things. For one, they had like mentioned MC Light. She played like the new lieutenant. Eddie still wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Fat Joe played the villain. It was supposed to have been dropping in Peacock, but and this is what I personally think why they didn't release the reboot was because Malik Yoba he did an infamous interview a while back ago, and before I don't want to hurt no views on the LGBTQ community. This is just from what I gather up and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And this is my personal belief why I feel like the reboot is still in the vaults. He pretty much said that he loves messing with the trans community and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people in social media were kind of blasting him because he was talking about he was going to be a participant in the National Trans Visibility March in DC. But then here's the thing: there was this trans activist by the name of Mariah Lopez Ebony. She pretty much gave an allegation that Malik Yoba messed with her when she was a minor, even though Malik Yoba denied the allegation and stuff like that too. Like there was an interview where he literally walked off an interview and walked off stage and shit like that because this interview kept asking questions about it. And it got so bad that he was removed from being the spokesman from the Phi Beta Sigmas and shit like that too. So this is my thing. And I might get some flack for this, but one, I personally feel like this is the main reason why the reboot is not out yet and shit like that.
right?
Two, and I'm my personal opinion. If you know you're innocent, why would you walk out the interview in the
Exactly,
first?
because it make
I'm
him
just,
look guilty.
I'm just saying. And three,
I think this country is so enamored with what people do in their bedroom. Who the hell cares? If he's into
right,
trannies, that's his business. That have nothing to do with me.
right,
You know what I'm saying? Like, why do people care so much? Who somebody's sleeping with or who they talking to? I don't understand that.
right, and
You know what I'm
it's crazy.
saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yes, it's crazy, and it's like, who cares at the end of the day? You know what I'm saying? And three, and this is my personal opinion. New York Undercover is not going to be New York Undercover without Malik Yoba, Michael
Right.
Delorenzo, Lauren Velez, and Patty DeHarmville Quinn. That's
Right.
just my personal opinion.
I
You know
I
what I'm
do feel like I could see MC Light playing the captain. But my
Yes.
thing is, if it's a reboot, then you got to bring Eddie back. If it's a continuation from 20-something years later, then I think they got to pay tribute to Eddie the proper way that the original one didn't do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So maybe before Eddie died, even though we didn't hear about it, let's say somewhere in the story that Eddie and Nina end up having a kid together. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that should be part of the story. If it's a
Well,
continuation, if it's a total reboot, you got to bring Eddie back.
well, it's crazy too because when Roseanne reboot, y'all remember the original last season was Roseanne when they won the lottery and things got crazy. They came back from the lottery. They came back for the reboot. They forgot that season ever happened. So maybe they could probably forget Eddie dying. I'm just saying.
Right? Exactly.
If Roseanne can do that, maybe New York Undercover could have done that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And that's what they do. They doing that now in movies where it's like when they make like for the horror films like Halloween, totally forgetting about Halloween 2, the original one, and doing a new sequel after the original Halloween. They're doing that now in movies. So if it can be done for movies, why not TV shows?
exactly. But you know what? I also think too with like this whole Black Lives Matter, this whole woke movement. Not a lot of people are like investing in cop shows like that, especially with the whole George
That
Floyd.
and that right there is the reason why I don't watch cop shows, because of that very same thing. Like we're investing our time in the cop shows, and meanwhile outside the cops are the one that's gunning our black asses down. So why would I invest my time in cop shows?
But see, New York Undercover was different in my opinion because it
It
was
was
just
that
like
that one was the exception. That one, and like somebody mentioned the Wire. The Wire, they did a good job of from the point of view of the cops following the drug dealers and then the drug
yeah,
dealers evading the cops. So that was different. But other than that, I'm not a fan of cop shows.
true. It wasn't just like the cop shows, the drug dealers. It was just like the personal relations with the cops. They don't
Right,
even like them the conflicts that they face as African Americans or just as minorities as well too.
right.
And especially when we have JC and Lou getting at which, and I said this yesterday.
Mhm.
I felt like Lou and Eddie had a much more better working relationship than Lou and JC because Lou and JC is like they respected each other, but there was some times when JC would try to lose patience and shit too
Right. And
because it was just like
I think she cared about them compared to when Tommy came
yeah,
on. He didn't give a damn about them.
he was like, oh yeah, y'all can just go out and do
Yeah,
whatever y'all want, blow
y'all do
shit
what
up.
you want. You know what I'm saying? Like Luke cared about them from season 1 up until season 3, and even when JC dealt with his tragedy, and when Eddie passed away and all that, she was there for them. They once they got rid of her, it was like, oh, Tommy comes in. Tommy didn't care about none of them.
Exactly. And like I said, I felt like it was still kind of fucked up how like the black one it was like the more corrupt one and shit like that too. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? But
Right.
yeah, man. Now we're gonna talk about our favorite episodes and shit too. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? All right. I must really start it off with my all-time favorite episode of this show, and probably the episode that really wanted me to talk about this show in the first place. Man Child, my all-time favorite episode of this show because this one was it was like it felt like a fucking saga, man. Like okay, so pretty much G was friends with like this motherfucker, this 10-year-old boy who got involved with the gang life and shit like that. And this uh, the shorty want to be a thug pretty much. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
I don't want to say his name, who made the song, but you guys know who I'm talking about.
Oh Lord.
So pretty much, you know what I'm saying? He was trying to impress like the elder gang guys and shit like that too. So he ends up killing a rival gang member or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So he's friends with JC and shit like that too. And he shows JC his gun or whatever, because some guy was about to attack them on the roof, and he pulled out his guns like, back up. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
So next thing you know it, and again, I love the way how they place the music in this fucking show. The music
right.
placements in this show very well sequenced and shit too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Again, they had the Dear Mama instrumental playing and shit like that too. And so once the little shorty, the rival gang catches him, and I love that scene where he's in the stairs and they zoom into him, and then all of a sudden you see the whole New York Undercover logo, and it's just
Yeah.
like you don't even have to tell you what fucking happened and shit
Yeah.
like that. It's just like it was, and that's the one thing about the show
Mhm.
compared to like the other Dick Wolf show. It was so fast paced
Yeah.
at that time too. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So the scene that really got to me was when they were about to go to the funeral, and G was in the room just like bugging out. He was sad. JC and then Chantel came, and G was trying to be all man and stuff, but I should have smoked them fools. I should have smoked them fools. And
Mhm.
JC was like, no. The thing that made me laugh, JC was all nonchalant, but then once it registered to him, like one of Malik Yoba's best moments on the show was his facial reaction. It went from calm to rage in like 5 seconds. Like, where is the
Mhm.
gun? Where is the gun? He starts like opening the drawer, and then Chantel was all calm and shit. Then once he found the gun, that's when Chantel got mad. Like, boy, I will whoop your ass. He's like, you want your man? Take the gun. Take the gun. And then she was
Oh
like,
Lord.
I don't want it. I don't want it. I mean,
Mhm.
it's a serious scene, but it's like one of those things that stuck out to me in my mind because that shit it was relatable as fuck too because you have these guys, these little kids and shit in these inner city neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying? They sometimes don't have a father figure or shit like that too. Sometimes like the drug dealers or the gangsters, they're their father figures and shit. And I
Mhm.
felt like the relationship between G and JC, it spoke a lot of boundaries because G grew up at a time when you can't really trust the police, especially when the hip hop music, like fuck the police, cop killer, you know what I'm saying? Fucking Cypress Hill pigs and shit, And he sometimes
Mhm.
questioned JC's motives sometimes too. And that last scene where he asked JC that question and shit like that, and then he couldn't even figure out the answer, and it just went straight to credit. It was just like a very impactful episode, and I feel like if anybody saw one episode of New York Undercover, make it that one. My
Yeah.
all-time favorite episode.
I love the
Sure. You
one
got
with when JC went undercover in the on college with the he was pledging,
oh nigga,
and they had killed one of their own, and he was
yeah,
like he had to do certain things when he was pledging that he didn't care for, and this is like at the time and after the fiance passed away, and he was still angry. He still had that
he was
rage.
he was crazy at that
He
time.
was pissed, yeah. But it's I think it was good like that though, because I'm like, yo,
Yes,
if you can harness that rage, he would have been the best cop ever. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is he took it out on the wrong people. He took it out on Eddie and Nina and people around him that was looking out for him. But he was like a monster at that time. Like, you know what I'm saying?
yes,
And when he's like on campus, and they have to work with that female that other female cop she came from like another precinct or whatever,
yes.
and
The white one.
he wasn't happy about that.
She called him a
And
nigga.
right, yeah, she said the N word in the episode. I'm like, you could never do that now, never.
Never.
And um he was mad that he had to even work with her, and they didn't even like Eddie and them. They played along, but they didn't care for her at all. And like he found out like it was somebody within the fraternity that had did it, and that scene where like I forgot the dude the little short cat guy that the one that got beat up. He got beat up by his own brothers or whatever, and he was the one
Yeah.
that did it. And then when
The
JC found
house
yeah, when JC found out, JC was like almost killed him to the point where Torres had to pull his gun on him, and he was pissed about that. And then they end up having that, huh?
I love that scene. Yeah.
Yes, and then they end up later on. He end up having that fight on the rooftop with Eddie, and
Yep.
Eddie was like, "Yo, I will beat your ass on this on this rooftop." Like, Like you
Eddie
acting out of
didn't
character.
fucking
What's on?
play.
Huh?
Eddie did not fucking play.
Eddie didn't play. Eddie did not play at all. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And Eddie was like, "I'll throw you off this rooftop." He's like, "You've been acting out of character. What's going on with you?" And JC at that moment, like he broke down and he told Eddie, like, "Yo, like he been going through things and he's been thinking about is the fiance, is Sandy, and he's been having nightmares about it and it's been messing with his job and all that." And Eddie told him like, "Yo, I'm here for you, brother. Like, you're my best friend. I'm your partner, and anything you want to talk about, I'm here for you." And he just broke down, and that's how that episode ended. But that's like one of my favorites, and that was that showed that Malik Yoba had some acting chops. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't just an angry black cop. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's like he had some acting chops in him.
Yeah. Speaking of Sandy, you know what?
Mm.
Let's just talk about the whole Danny Court storyline at this point
Yes,
because
I love that. I think that's the best story arc in that whole show.
that story that was some of the best
Yes.
episodes.
Yeah.
Ice-T's best acting. That he even said that was his favorite role he's ever done.
Yeah.
Where do I even begin with? Okay, the thing I loved about the way they introduced this nigga, they introduced him at first as a calculated drug dealer.
Right.
Like you could tell he had like you ever seen the movie The Jungle Book, the Disney movie The
Yeah.
Jungle Book, right?
Mm-hmm.
How they introduced Shere Khan. Like you heard so much crazy shit about Shere Khan
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. But then when he comes, he's like the smooth, calculating, like Don Juan kind of talking motherfucker. And then
Right.
that's how Court was. But then it was a scene when the little kid gets high on the product. And I'm sorry, I laughed at this scene where he was like, "This is not good." And then he
Mm-hmm.
pushed the kid to the floor, and it was just like, yo, that was when the medicine side came out. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Just like how Shere
Mm-hmm.
Khan was about to kill Mowgli and shit
Right.
too, because like, nah, you wouldn't kill a kid. Yeah, this nigga would kill a kid.
Yep.
It was the finale of season 1. And I loved how they played James Brown the Big Payback and in the beginning and shit like that. And so the most iconic scene, one of the most iconic scenes, Sunday!
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I'm his fiance, even better. I was like, son, that was just as equivalent as damn, damn, damn. Just as impactful. And again, the next scene, she's already dead. It's no, because in a show like this day, like especially if you watch like Power or Empire, they'll have a motherfucker grieving over like how Tommy was grieving over Lala's character in Power. What was her name? Oh, Keisha. Like
Keisha, yeah.
Keisha, they didn't have that. They just had the whole crime scene coming and just comforting and shit like that too. And so next thing you know, he was about to kill Court and shit. But then I think it was JC ends up getting shot and shit like that too. And so that's when the second
Right.
episode, the second season, that's when they introduced Nina. And I love how they simultaneously told the stories of how Danny Courts was on the horizon, still planning and shit like that. But they waited a few episodes till he came back. He had JC going through therapy. He had the beginning of Nina and Eddie and shit like that. And then you also had what was his name? What was his name? Just like JC also just going crazy, like you mentioned and shit too.
Yeah.
And then I love the scene where they were Nina and Eddie were like about to infiltrate the biker gang, right? And
Right.
so Eddie was worried about Nina and shit, and he told Lou, "You gotta take Nina, put her like a more safer things and shit like that." And Lou pretty much called him out. Like he's like, "No, no, fuck that shit, because you don't do that shit with JC." And then Nina overheard it. I mean, Nina overheard it, and then she pretty much called him out too. And that's when you saw the chemistry really blowing up between those two and shit. You know what I'm saying?
That was a good episode too. Like when they were undercovering the biker gang.
Yes,
that was a good one too.
Very good one. And then the finale with Naomi Campbell coming in.
Why was she there?
Because she was the it girl.
Oh God.
Which ironically, Tyra Banks played another. JC was a fucking Mac Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
JC had all the girls and shit. Like he had
Mm-hmm.
Naomi Campbell and Tyra Banks and shit. So Naomi Campbell, she played like Court's little stooge. I'm not even gonna call her lover. That was like a stooge and shit. I'm not gonna be real.
Mm-hmm.
And they had that infamous shootout in like the fucking pier. He's like, I'm right
Mm-hmm.
here. Come out, I'm right here. And Court came out. He was all crazy. He was like, "You killed my brother. You know, now I'm gonna kill you," and shit like that. And then I think it was Eddie that ends up killing Court and shit. And they pretty much, because Naomi Campbell kidnapped Chanel and G and shit too. Because Chanel I thought she was about to get a job or some shit like that. And then fucking Naomi Campbell tried to kiss G, and G was like trying to kiss. He knew he loved that.
I don't know where your lips been on Madonna.
Stop. Damn, I just realized that fucking shit. But yeah, that was pretty much the David Court storyline in a nutshell.
Yeah, that was great. That was a great storyline.
Emmy worthy.
Yes, definitely. I liked the man's best friend episode where they had like the illegal dog fighting with the pits.
That was season 1, right?
Season 2.
Okay, yeah, season 2.
With the two kids and they were doing illegal dog fighting and somebody got killed by the pit bull, and the little boy he had a bond with the pit bull, and he didn't want him to be taken away and killed, and he fought hard to his hardest to hide the dog from the cops and all that, and that was a good episode. You know what I'm saying? I like that one. There was one episode where JC and Eddie, they were like they're working for like sanitation or something like that.
I remember that one. Yep.
I forgot the name. Some of them I forgot, yo. It's been years, and it's unfortunate this shit ain't on streaming. But I remember I'm
gonna send you the first season of shit.
Certain episodes, like the one the one with Onyx, with the whole East Coast West Coast thing. That was a great one. That was season 1, I believe, right?
You Get No Respect. Yeah. I was just watching.
That was a good episode. That was a great one. The one of course with Terrence Howard and the girlfriend.
Claudia.
That was a good one. I enjoyed that one. There's so many, man. Shit. It was just a great show. Like it's so many like great episodes that I enjoyed, and like I said, like I never missed it, man. That was like must see TV on Thursday nights.
Right. Before I talk about this next, I was going to piggyback off the You Get No Respect episode.
Mm-hmm.
I love how genius that episode was, in my opinion. Like it was, it did what most hip hop movies cannot do, in my opinion, and shit like that. Because you had Sticky Fingers, playing like this rapper and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? He had a Yo-Yo as his girl, and then his friend pretty much ends up, because he was in a duo, and his homeboy gets killed. And stuff like that. He just ends up bugging out. Mind you, he's one of JC's homeboys and shit too. So they had some history. And he simultaneously had a story with G listening to him. And Chanel was like, "You can't say bitch and nigga and stuff like that. Yada 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 and stuff like that." You know what I'm saying? So pretty much he had Tretch playing the Suge Knight-esque. Well, I'm not gonna say the Suge Knight-esque character yet. I'm gonna save that for a later episode. He played like the stereotypical label executive and shit like that too. Right. Honestly, Tretch is a good actor. People do not give Tretch his credit with his acting.
You think so?
Wow. I actually think he's a good actor.
A good actor. Okay.
He just picks bad movies. Yeah, he just picks bad and shit.
That's an understatement. That's an understatement.
But in this episode, his acting, I loved his acting because he was menacing and shit. So they pretty much, had Biggie in the episode and stuff like that too, because Wanda, the talk show Wanda was in I forgot her last name, but y'all remember her and shit like that too.
Wanda?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She was a talk show host. She was pretty popular at that time too. I forgot.
You mean like on daytime?
Yeah.
What's her name? Rolanda Watts.
Yeah, that's her name. Yes.
She used to date. I'll be sure.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. It seems like everybody either dated or messed with Albie Shaw at one point. But hey,
right? He was a pimp.
yeah. I mean, it was a unibrow, man. I'm telling you. But anyway, you know what I'm saying. So this guy's angry dad's talking about my son robbed a bank or he got killed listening to your music, and then my homie was like, and then and I unpopular opinion. He did have a point. If you were a good enough dad, you won't be telling him to do that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he ended up trying to attack him, and so next thing you know, they had a club, and mind you, they had Biggie was performing Juicy at Natalie's and shit too, but BT took off. Well, maybe Puffy didn't want Juicy played and shit. So
of course not. Of course
right.
not.
And mind you, it was Andre Harrell's show. I'm just like
exactly.
Right. So if you guys want to watch like the better version, just go online and shit like that, or DM me if you want to hook up and shit.
See that right there is the reason why it's not on DVD yet, because then Dick Wolf will have to pay Biggie's estate and all that, and he ain't gonna do that shit.
But you talk about advocating for black artists, but anyway,
exactly.
Yeah. So next thing you know, long story short, you know, Sticky Fingers was the one that was the mastermind behind the whole ordeal because he wanted the fame himself, and because he wanted to work with Tresha's character. So he ends up killing his manager by throwing him over the ledge and shit. He cheats on Yo-Yo's character and stuff like that too. And so the final scene where he's in the concert he's about to perform, off topic, the songs Sticky Fingers had on that show was fire. I'm looking for that second song he performed with that grimier beat. Right. And shit like that. If anyone knows where I can find that, let me know and shit like that. But yeah, and then also, you know, JC and Eddie came on to say talking about you idiot. We planted this earring as a decoy and stuff like that too, because we knew you'd be dumb enough to look for it. So Sticky Fingers pushes JC and Eddie on the stage and ran out, and he ends up getting killed by Yo-Yo and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Very dope episode. And stuff like that too. And another episode I loved, and this might be my second favorite episode, The Reckoning. Very dope episode where they base this off Malcolm X's daughter attempting to assassinate Louis Farrakhan and shit too, you know what I'm saying? And then you had Phyllis Yvonne Stickney, very, very, very underrated actress. She was on a lot of shit like New Jack City. She's a theater actress as well too. She plays like the daughter of this activist leader, and then there was like this Jewish organizational group as well too. And then you had JC going undercover. It seems like JC always went undercover when it came to the situation. I think it was mostly Malik Yoba stuff too, because you got to remember Fox almost did not want to air certain episodes. Like they didn't want to air this episode. They wanted the man-child episode. They wanted the little boy to live. right, yeah. But I love The Reckoning. I felt like The Reckoning was one of the most complex episodes and shit too, because it talked about the Jewish relationship with African Americans, especially with the Malcolm X killings and whatnot too. They did a sequel episode where JC uncovers a secret truth to Martin Luther King's assassination, but I cannot find that one. So if anyone can help me look for that one or has that access to that, I'm willing to pay. I don't give a fuck. So hook a nigga up.
JC was undercover brother for real, bro.
Yeah.
I
feel like a lot of that shit Malik Yoba was really like adding his activism role in that shit too. You know what I'm saying?
Method acting.
Right. and dead ass.
Right.
And we the one episode where Eddie's dad almost played for James Brown, but he ends up getting high on heroin. His dad got him in a lot of shit.
Yes.
Oh my God.
His dad was a nuisance. I'm like, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was Eddie, I would have been like, do not bother me. I'm turning my phone off. Don't hit me up. Unless you're dying, don't bother me. Because his dad is like, I feel like his dad did that on purpose to gain Eddie's attention. You know what I'm saying? Like the rest of the kids are like already, you know, washed their hands of him, and Eddie was being the loyal one. And he would run to Eddie for everything. You know what I'm saying? The one time he didn't run to Eddie was when he actually bought Natalie's and used the drug dealer's money. And then when Eddie found out and Eddie was pissed and Eddie went to the drug dealer
Yes.
and he was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Me and you we're gonna meet at some point down the line. And you're gonna whatever my dad owe you, I'm gonna pay it back. And remember Giancarlo Esposito, great actor. He played the
Love it.
drug dealer, huh?
I said he's a good actor. Yeah.
Yeah, he played a drug dealer, and it was like he told Eddie, "It don't work like that." It was like your father's deed is your father's deed. You ain't got nothing to do with it. And I'm like, yo, I wanted to see a showdown with Eddie and him and the drug dealer. The same way JC took out Ice-T's character, I wanted to see Eddie take out the drug dealer. And we never got that. We never got that. That was a missed opportunity.
I agree, man. That was
his father was. I'm like, yo, how are you staying in trouble and you're older? I think you should learn from your mistakes when you're older. You know what I'm saying? Not
like,
you're older and you still get into trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like he was just all about that cash and that quick buck, and he was just finding all kind of ways to get in trouble chasing money. You know,
we also didn't talk about Eddie's Painkiller storyline too.
Yeah, he was taking painkillers for something though. I forgot what it was though.
Because pretty much he got beaten up by Adolfo and his henchmen in the student affairs episode and stuff like that.
That's right. And yeah, and he kept taking the painkillers and it was affecting him, and he kept saying, no, it's nothing, it's nothing. It ended up being something. Like your dad was on drugs too. So maybe it was like a scenario where like, you know, it wasn't just about him taking painkillers for the pain. It was like it's an addiction because it ran in his family.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, man. Yeah, let me get to the third season. We talked a lot about the first two and shit too. The third season opening, A Time of Faith, very underrated episode too. That not only was like the introduction of Tommy, but it was talking about church bombings, which mass shootings and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? With a very relevant topic. Honestly, the first part was the more better part out of the two, because you had JC and G. This is when they were really going head to head with one another, because this is when G was on his Malcolm X fuck the police stage and shit like that. Right. You know what I'm saying? And he's talking about them little crackers and shit like that. And then the scene where G and the other white guy, the bombing, was arguing about race, and so you tell me you just hate me the color of my skin, yada yada yada. Like I said, George or Gore, man. Like, people only know him for My Wife and Kids, man. I just wish like they will look back and what a dope actor, because he was nominated for the first 3 seasons of the show.
Right.
I don't think he was nominated for all of My Wife and Kids seasons. I don't think.
Yeah, but he didn't really do nothing after that though.
Right, he just disappeared.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, G got away with a lot, because I think Chantel prevented him from getting his ass beat a lot of times.
Yeah, Chantel was the move.
Yeah.
You
know, and I remember 2 episodes in season 3. I remember the first one with the church, and I remember when Tommy got killed. That's it. I don't remember nothing else from season 3.
Well, I got you. Because season 3, man, this is the one. This is season
and like of course when Eddie got killed too. So
right, yeah. I feel like the most important, I'm not going to say important, but I think the best known episode from season 3, Kill the Noise, which they made that after Tupac got killed. Damn it, I mentioned his name. Damn it. Okay.
Damn it.
Okay, so pretty much this was a very controversial episode, because Fox really did not want this episode. Of course, they didn't want this episode aired and shit like that too, because they felt like with Pac's death being so recent and stuff like that, people were still impacted by the whole East Coast West Coast beef. And so Judy McQuarrie, who wrote the episode, pretty much said that there was like a lot of high emotions when it came to that crew and stuff like that. And it was after that episode that, even though it got a positive reception from the fans, Fox said to tone down on the hip hop. Because if you watch the 3rd season, and I kid you not, like the first 2 seasons, they had like a lot of rap songs playing in the background. Third season, you had some hip hop songs, but then you mostly had R&B songs played. Then they played a lot of like Hispanic. They were trying to experiment with Hispanic music. Mind you, Phil Collins was performing at Natalie's.
I don't even remember that one.
Yeah,
I remember him there.
Like, y'all went. They went from fucking Bobby Womack to Phil Collins performing at Natalie's and shit. So, and that's not a shot against Phil Collins because all the Natalie performances was dope for the most part and shit like that. But just watch the third season. Like a lot of the hip hop was pretty much gone from
so
that.
They wanted to embrace the culture the first 2 seasons and then shy away from it. The third one, it don't work like that.
Well,
this is not. It's the hip hop. The culture is not some gang that you can just join and then leave whenever you want. You know what I'm saying? Like these are people's lives you messing with. You know, people are born into this culture and grew up in it, and at that time, like a lot of people were didn't have a mind of their own because they were following codes. So I'm on this coast, and which was just dumb. You know what I'm saying? It's like it just showed me that people didn't have a mind of their own. They were just following whatever.
Right.
And I never got caught up with that shit.
Yeah, so it's crazy too because in this episode, they had I think his name was Monster, the Tupac, based off Tupac's character. Oh, off topic. Pac was originally in talks of doing an episode of New York Undercover, but this was around the time of his sexual abuse trial and whatever.
Right.
And pretty much Andre Harrell said that the people were scared of him and stuff like that too. So yeah. But they had other people on that show. But anyway, so that Monster and his crew and his like manager, CP Killer, Cop Killer, CK, whatever, stuff like that.
Right.
And they pretty much was like in the middle of this whole East Coast, West Coast kind of this feud or whatever. And then you had Lou and her son. Her son was a huge fan of gangster rap and shit like that too. And she was all like, "What are you doing? He's a criminal. You can't talk to him," and stuff like that, yada yada yada. They had New Edition on the episode. Okay, what the fuck was Bobby Brown doing in this episode? I
don't even remember that one.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you right because I got the episode. Hopefully, I don't get flagged nothing like that. But I'll fight the copyright because this has. But Bobby Brown
I remember a lot of the artists being at Natalie's performing, but I don't remember New Edition being there. And that was like the Home Again era then, right? 96?
Yes.
Okay. That makes sense.
Give me 1 second. You're gonna laugh right quick.
Bobby Brown. We could talk about Bobby Brown did a lot of shit he shouldn't have did.
You are gonna laugh and shit. I just have to show you this. I don't give a fuck. I'll fight it. I'll fight this. I don't give a fuck. All right, so okay, I get this. All right. So he was doing some dance and shit. Hold on.
Yeah, that was the fake Chuck Knight dude. And you got 9. Yeah. 9 is in the episode.
Yep.
Oh my god. I don't even remember them being in that episode, yo. That's crazy. You know, that's just Bobby being Bobby. That's all. That's Bobby being Bobby.
Hold on, my shit's fucking up. Hold on.
Yeah. They were preparing for the Home Again tour, probably.
Yep. Yeah.
And we all know how that turned out. So.
Right, can you see it or no?
I saw a part of it, but you ain't got to show the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was just. This was definitely around.
They were wearing we were wearing joggers back then. They were just extra baggy.
Yeah. So Monster ends up getting shot by these masked men.
Right.
And it pretty much and stuff like that. And Quincy Jones was in the episode too. And so you had Cop Killer getting arrested and shit too, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was a pretty interesting episode. I think that the scene that really stuck out to me was when Lou got mad at her son for listening to the gangster rap and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Talk about the whole house is shaking. Yeah. and then his son was like, monsters killed and stuff like that. It's like I got where Lou was coming from, but I got where her son was coming from too. Because I guess he felt like he couldn't really talk to his mom on certain shit too. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like
you when you give your kids allowance and they go out and buy a gangster rap album, what you expect?
Right.
You know.
And so the episode ends with like MC Light, Buster, Chuck D. They all did like this little rap song, increasing the peace. Right. And I gotta say that was like the last significant hip hop moment on the show, if you ask me. Because we all know what happened after that, you know.
Yeah, it went downhill from there.
Well, no, because season 3 had a lot of dope episodes too.
Well, I mean, it's one thing if they killed off Tommy. I didn't care if they killed him off, but if you kill off Eddie, that was the whole show for me right there. I'm like, oh, they killed Eddie off. The show's done.
Shit, I feel like the darkest episode to me, the No Place Like Hell episode where JC went undercover as a prison inmate. And it was a pretty dark, because I remember that it was an episode where Malik Yoba did like a viewer discretion is advised. And I would say this, y'all had episodes of rape, church bombings. Y'all mean to tell me out of all those episodes, this is the only episode y'all did a viewer discretion is advised? Really?
And it's not like they showed anything explicit. So what was the viewer discretion?
Well, this episode was a bit more explicit because a man almost got raped in prison.
That happens every day in jail, though.
I know, but this was really one of the, like I said, this was like one of the most graphic episodes. It was like when people talk about the Boondocks episode where Tom gets raped in prison, well, has fantasies and shit like that. This was the precursor to that episode and shit. You know what I'm saying?
If you watch Oz is more explicit. I didn't see what was so explicit about this episode.
Out of all the episodes, this one got a viewer discretion and shit. But yeah.
Because of the subject matter.
Hell, the first episode was about a girl getting raped and shit like that. Like the real first episode, not the pilot, where like I think like gang members and shit like that. A girl got raped and shit like that, and JC and Eddie got mad because I think when Eddie was more on the side because the guy that was accused was a black guy, but then the girl was Hispanic or some shit like that too. And you kind of had like a racial war against them, and then they kind of like went to the separate ways and stuff like that too, and thinking about like what happened and shit, you know. And then I love that scene when they got back together. It's like hey, let's squash this. We're bigger than that and shit like that too, because they didn't really argue a lot about race between them, which I kind of like. I like that.
They understood, like we all in the same boat when it comes to minority.
Like with Michelet, we're all in the same game.
We're all in the same boat. Blacks, Latin, you know, I'll throw the Koreans in there too. So,
yeah,
you know, I
feel you. I'm gonna say at least one more episode. But do you have any more episodes you want to mention or shit?
No, that's really about it. Like I said, like I remember some. There's some I don't remember. I remember season 4 being bad. That's about it.
Yeah, I honestly try to watch the first episode of season 4. It was like so many stories happening all at once and shit. Like, the only really good part I like was when Nina slapped Barbara and shit like that too. And shit like that.
I don't even remember that one. Probably been watching.
Like it's like they got rid of Natalie's and shit too. It's like I got rid of Natalie's at all.
But why? So what? Where they supposed to go hang out now? What, at home?
No, they hang out in like some bar. It was like some bar they were hanging out at, you know.
Jesus Christ. They were hanging out at Moe's.
Right. Right. I'm gonna mention one more episode. Oh yeah, Buster and Claudia. Terrence Howard and shit, like the ghetto Bonnie and Clyde and shit.
Yes.
That was another good episode in my opinion. Yeah, man, very good and shit. All right, I'm gonna take a little break and fixing you something to eat and shit. But I'm gonna still have my phone and shit, and then when I come back, we can just talk about the soundtrack right quick.
Yeah.
How y'all enjoying this shit?
I don't see nobody commenting. I thought they either sleeping or they don't know what to think of this review. Yeah, I definitely think so, Mike. It could have lasted 10 seasons, definitely. If they didn't make the changes like they did with the music and the getting rid of Eddie and all that, that could have lasted longer. And they just ruined the good thing as usual because that's what they do.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
What y'all talking about?
Favorite musical guest? I liked oh man, there's a lot of people on there. Biggie, of course. He was great on there. Escape.
Montel Jordan.
Montel Jordan was on there. Shaka Khan. She actually performed a Sweet Thing on there. There's a lot. You've been sleeping, Q. There's nothing different.
Honestly, I've been enjoying this shit, man.
Yeah.
Hell, Malik Yoba better be watching this shit.
Right? Shit, somebody from the show gotta be watching it.
Anybody.
I tagged them, so you know what I mean?
One more thing. The theme song slaps.
Yeah.
Boom! Da. Boom!
Yes. I need that on vinyl.
Yeah, that's why I want to get that hip hop soundtrack because that theme song is on there too.
Okay. Yes.
Then they did the rock version for the season 4, which is trash.
Terrible. Terrible. Everything about season 4 was bad. What a way to end the show.
Felt more like X-Files and shit.
No, X-Files had that weird, creepy music.
I'm just finishing up my jerk pasta and shit, y'all.
Word.
Mm.
Yep.
My God.
That's another show I really couldn't get into. X-Files.
Thank you. Oh my God.
I tried watching because I like UFO shit. You know what I'm saying? It intrigues. It's intriguing, especially now with like the news coming out that the government is like releasing what they know about UFOs and all that. So now make you really think like, yo, like these motherfuckers knew about ET for decades and they're just now releasing information to the public. You know what I'm saying? But it was like some good episodes with X-Files, and then there was some that I didn't understand or I didn't care for. But I didn't watch the whole damn series, just certain episodes.
I couldn't get into Smallville, Lois and Clark.
I love that. I love Lois and Clark. Smallville I used to watch that, and then I stopped watching it, and then I end up watching it again like the last season. But Lois and Clark is great. I mean, like the way that they have the storyline with Clark and Lois married with kids, and I think that's dope.
Yo, Mike, check out the No Place Like Hell episode. That's the second to last episode of season 3. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Dead Presidents was a New York movie? What you mean?
I think it was filmed in New York.
It was filmed here? I didn't know that.
Favorite character on New York Undercover?
JC.
You said JC?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to go with Eddie on this one.
Eddie was good too. You know. Lois and Clark, check that out. That one is good. You know what I'm saying? I think season finale is gonna be in a couple weeks. But it's definitely like a different take on Superman and Lois relationship. You know, now that they got like two teenage boys, and they found out that one of the boys got powers like his pops. You know.
But while I'm getting my shit together for my dinner and shit like that, I'm just gonna say my announcements right away and shit like that since we're talking. This Monday, I said Monday, we're gonna talk about Ludacris's Red Light District.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Ludacris. This week might be a lot of Southern hip hop this week and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because going to get back to the Scarface, talk about that Made album.
Yeah.
Dame's going to come by the building.
Back to the lab.
Yeah, shout out to Back to the Lab and
Shout out
shit.
to him. I love DMR.
And of course, Ashley's going to come by. We're going to talk about Babyface's This Is For the Cool in You. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, we never talks about Babyface, but we talked about his music and shit too.
We were too busy doing Nelly stuff. So.
I knew that was coming. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was just waiting. Yeah, we were too busy doing Nelly and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and bad LL albums and shit. So.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, man. You know.
Maybe it's because I recently got the album and shit. Okay.
Oh, that's what it was. Oh.
Yes.
Okay. You just recently got the Babyface album?
Yeah, I got that like months ago.
Oh, okay.
The only Babyface album I really had, what technically my dad got, it's the Tender Lover album and shit. Okay. With It's No Crime and shit.
Right.
Yeah, Aaliyah version of Choosy Lover. That was a dope episode and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mike. I'm gonna send you the first 2 seasons of New York Undercover. I'm still missing a few third season and shit. So I'll try to send that by this weekend. Choosy Lover. So God, Leah love her some Ozzy Bros. I'll tell you that.
Right.
I cannot wait for this Sunday though. I'm gonna get me some CDs and shit.
Yes.
This is gonna be a busy weekend for me.
No doubt.
I see hip hop, I see R&B, I see jazz, man. It's like I'm like a little kid at like candy store when I go to that shit, yo. Kenny Green of Intro appeared. Yeah, rest in peace to the late great Kenny Green.
So many dead people that was on this show.
Right. So many legends too, like
yeah. Joe Levert.
Patti LaBelle.
Mm-hmm.
Woo. Man, I gotta be up by 6:30, 6:45 and shit. I'm still doing this shit.
You're dedicated.
Hell yeah. It's all good. Coffee's gonna do the trick. I know after I finish a lot of shit tomorrow, I'm gonna take me a good nap before I see Aisha.
Right.
Shout out to Aisha. Oh wait.
Yes, you said that already. Busta Rhymes' birthday, we know. We done talked about Busta shit already.
Said what?
Huh?
Said what?
The Busta Rhymes' birthday?
Oh, happy birthday, Busta. What do you think about hair metal rock band? Yeah. Depends on the artist. Some of that hair metal sucks though. I'm not gonna hold it. Let the church say yeah. I got a question for Try.
What's up?
Favorite Ice-T role? New Jack City or New York Undercover?
New Jack City.
Is it New Jack City?
Yep.
Cool.
Cause if it wasn't for him, they wouldn't have gotten Nino. Like he was dead set on making Nino pay for killing his mom and just the crap that Nino put Harlem through, and that's his best role to me. Like I don't care. He did a lot of crap too. The Leprechaun in the Hood and all that other shit.
Oh my god.
Crap. He did a lot of crappy movies, but New Jack City and Law and Order is his best roles.
What do you think of him in Ricochet?
He was okay. He was okay. I think John Lithgow was really like a good role for John Lithgow.
I agree.
He played like a real, sinister villain in that movie.
And this is the same guy that played an alien like 5 years ago. That's versatility right there, man.
Yeah.
You know what? I might just watch Dead Presidents tonight. Okay.
Yeah, that was the best Thursday night lineup. Martin was great, and Living Single and New York Undercover was like, that was it.
And the fact that New York Undercover was aired against Seinfeld and shit.
Right.
Everybody's favorite Jew.
Not mine.
You said what?
Not mine. I don't have one.
Would you ever talk about Seinfeld one day or not?
I never watched it. No, it just wasn't my. It wasn't my. I have friends that watched it and they bought it on DVD. I'm like, I never watched that shit. I just thought he was dry. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Seinfeld. Like, y'all really watching this?
What be killing me sometimes was that the intros when he be in the stand up. Sometimes that shit be funny. Sometimes that shit I'm be like, what the fuck?
Never watched it.
He's like, the point of a pencil sharpener is clearly to sharpen a pencil.
Well, duh. Obviously, what else are you using it for?
Yeah, he'd be like, I never liked wearing jackets,
Wow. Okay. And this is why he got so popular by doing shit like that.
Yeah, because he was observational humor and shit.
Wow.
Like watch his stand up, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Maybe T.I. should try that observational humor. I haven't had a classic record in like 10 years. I wonder why.
My wife slept with a boxer.
Right?
I rep Atlanta, but I wasn't actually born in Atlanta.
Exactly. I did an album knowing damn well I'm fake woke and I'm really a drug dealer at heart.
I like to use big words to make myself feel important.
Right. Expeditiously. Oh my God.
Oh God.
He's funny. I never got Seinfeld either. I don't know the hype around him.
Honestly, I found him funny, but I don't feel like it's the greatest sitcom of all time. Like many people make it out to be.
Well, his fan base think otherwise. His fan base will swear that that's the best comedy all time.
I put Taxi over Seinfeld any day.
And another show I didn't watch.
Which I don't understand. How can you not like Taxi, yo? Like,
why? Because we're set in New York? No. Taxi cab drivers here don't even act like them.
No, because it was dark. was black comedy at its finest and shit.
I didn't see one black person on that show.
It showed a tragic side to the American dream, pretty much.
I didn't see one black person on that show.
There was a black person on the show. He was working with Louis.
Oh,
he was a black.
Well, didn't I watch it?
I might have to talk about Taxi one day, yo. I don't care if I do that by myself too. I don't give a fuck.
I did not watch it.
It was the greatest sitcom to ever came on TV.
Wow. Oh, I like Lucy Ball, so.
Yeah, I love Lucy. Yeah, of course.
You know, Married with Children. That was funny too.
Oh hell yeah, that's funny. Jeffersons.
Yeah.
Honestly, they can't hold a candle against Taxi sometimes.
Huh?
I mean, some of them can't hold a candle against Taxi.
Wow. Jeffersons can't hold a candle against Taxi?
Jeffersons do.
Right.
Of course, the Jeffersons. I mean, you can't go wrong with the Jeffersons.
What about Cosby?
Yes. But that's like comparing apples and oranges, to be real with you.
Oh.
I mean, shows like fucking what white people love, like Will and Grace and shit. I cannot get it.
I didn't watch that either. Yeah, and I met the chick from that show. I didn't watch it. Did not watch it.
Did you watch the Dick Van Dyke Show?
It was on, but I didn't watch it. Like I would, you know, at that time when it was like on at Nick at Night, I was like waiting for another show to come on. So it was on, but I just wasn't paying attention.
I love the Dick Van Dyke Show, man. That was my shit.
Okay. No.
I hated Alice, Ronnie. I never found Alice funny.
Alice, I watched Alice when I was like 4 years old. I don't even remember Alice. Just that one line she used to say.
And she didn't even say it. It was fun.
Oh, right. Her friend, kiss my grits.
Kiss my grits.
Right. That's the only shit I remember from that show.
Once she left the show, that's when the show was bad and shit. It was already bad, but
right. Again, it was like that would be on, and I'm waiting for something else to come on because we didn't have streaming back then.
Right. I'd rather watch.
You have to sit through some of these fucking shows to get to your show.
Exactly. I'd rather watch One Day at a Time than Alice. I'm gonna be real.
Oh yeah, that's a way better show. Way better show.
You know what's an underrated sitcom?
Mm-hmm.
The Larry Sanders Show.
I didn't watch him either.
Oh man.
Did not watch him.
And that's another black comedy show I like. This shit. Like,
wow.
This nigga Jeffrey Temple one time said, "I wish you were dead." One time. Told his boss, I wish you were dead. Did you watch It's Gary Shandling Show?
I didn't watch him either.
Oh damn.
Wait, I just answered your question. What's the most overrated? That show. Gary Shandling and all that other shit Red just mentioned.
Oh, come on.
Never got into those shows.
I hate that theme song, right? There's a new girl in town.
I was more a fan of the 60s and the 70s and some of the 80s shows. Like the 90s, for me, it was Martin, Living Single, Wayne's Brothers, Jamie Foxx Show, Bel Air. That's about it, really.
What about Roseanne?
Roseanne came on in the 80s though, right?
80s to 90s, yeah.
Yeah, like early. I didn't see like the final episodes of Roseanne, like the early seasons for her, but you know what I'm saying? That's about it. All that other shit, I wasn't into all that. Everybody Loves Raymond and not into that stuff.
Raymond actually grew on me. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Home Improvement, overrated.
Trash.
All those other shows that got all the pub, I didn't care for them.
Which one?
Everybody Loves Raymond, Home Improvement.
Trash.
Well, that second show he had after Home Improvement was over, he had another show.
Last Man Standing.
That shit.
That was just Republican propaganda, if you ask me.
King of Queens. Like some of those, like King of Queens, I didn't watch it until it was in syndication. I didn't watch it when it was on.
I never got into King of Queens. I always thought it was rip off of the Honeymooners.
Right. Yeah, so like sitcoms for me ended it in the two. Like I didn't even watch none of that shit in the 2000s.
Oh, Sam, I love Mary Tyler Moore show.
I watched it. It was good.
All in the Family.
All in the Family, definitely. 'Cause my grandparents watched it, so I watched it with them.
Yeah, I tried to do a review on All in the Family, but nobody was watching it. They probably thought I was going to talk about Tupac.
So Lord. Yeah, all in the Family I watched. That was good.
I like Laverne and Shirley in Milwaukee, not in California.
Yes, I watched the Laverne and Shirley when they were like in Milwaukee.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
I watched that once in the blue. Once in the blue.
The most underrated sitcom of the 70s, in my opinion.
Night Court. I watched that.
Yes.
The Brady Bunch is one of my favorites.
Trash. they were too fucking happy. And I used to watch the Brady Bunch, but
yeah, but they got into trouble though.
Yeah, but they didn't get. They were just like scolded. They didn't get in like heavy trouble and shit. Because
I believe white parents, how they discipline their kids is different from us.
Well,
I mean, what
was that one show? Andy Griffith show. Andy always talked about whooping Opie and shit.
I never watched it. Never watched it.
You never watched Andy Griffith, really?
No, never watched it.
What about the show Make Room for Daddy, the Danny Thomas show?
Is that the one where he had like the daughters or some shit?
It was
I think they showed that on Nick and Night, but it was on, but I was waiting for something else to come on.
He talked about spanking his kids all the time and shit, and he was white.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan.
Shit. I'm about to walk upstairs right now and shit. I'm gonna wash these dishes later after we finish this review.
Yes, as far as like the black and white comedy, Lucy, I love Lucy. The Honeymooners.
Yes,
I'm a huge fan of those. I could watch those anytime. You know, my three sons, Bewitched, The Munsters, Addams Family. Those are my shows. Happy Days, once in the blue. I wasn't huge on Happy Days like that.
Yeah, I'm honestly I watch Happy Days, but these days I can only watch it once in the blue. Mostly
Saved by the Bell. I only watched Saved by the Bell when they were in high school. Like once they went off and shit and did other shit after high school, I didn't watch it.
Yeah, they were doing too much.
Yeah, only when they were in high school.
Are we gonna forget the fact that they had a storyline where Kelly was messing with her teacher and shit?
I don't even remember that.
That was when they were in college and shit.
That was in college? I didn't watch it when they were in college.
All right, I'm gonna pull up the track list for this Night at Natalie shit right now.
Yeah,
cause I gotta hurry up and get to bed soon. Just ordered my record player. Party.
And when is that coming?
Like literally next week.
Next week? Okay.
Yeah. So I gotta have my music, man. Nah, fuck that. I gotta have my music.
Right.
Cause I was trying to play my music. Also, my start button was stuck. I was like, "What the fuck?"
But why was it stuck? It was just stuck out the blue.
It was just, I guess it was happening when I was moving to this new fucking spot, man. Shit.
So it just wasn't moving at all. You didn't try to like pry it with like a knife or anything.
I tried to, but nothing.
It didn't work.
Man, I was already pissed off too and shit. I was just like, nah, man. I was like, fuck. Like, fuck that shit. I got white boy angry for a minute. Like, fuck that shit.
You got white boy angry? You throwing some Ozzy Osbourne and shit?
Actually, the music. I was playing some jazz music. Jazz actually calmed me down, honestly.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't even. And when they're heavy metal, or if I get mad, I mostly listen to like Metallica or some shit like that. Maybe like some Megadeth. But when I usually get mad, just listen to angry hip hop. Like
I said the Wayans Brothers, K. I mentioned that. That's really like one of my favorites from the 90s.
Remember Becker?
No. Who was that? Becker?
Is the one with Ted Danson and shit. He played like this doctor who was always had an attitude problem and shit.
That was hard. I didn't watch Cheers, so I didn't. That's another show to me that was overrated, like Cheers and.
Okay, Stop playing.
Like what? Ted Danson wasn't he a racist and he was dating a black woman?
Whoopi Goldberg put him up to it.
Well, she was wrong for doing that.
Mm.
You know,
she was. They were both wrong and shit.
Yeah, that pussy must have been good for him to actually do that and she allowing it. You know what I mean?
Cheers is not. Cheers is an art form. It's sitcom
an art form about some drunks at a bar.
It's not about drugs. It's not just about drunks.
Bro, every scene they were at a bar doing something.
Because it took place in a bar.
Exactly, a show about a bar.
What do you expect that to be at a church?
Somewhere other than a bar.
Making away from the world today makes everything.
I like the best song. Things. You know, CNN sampled a song. CNN sampled a song. I like the song. I don't care for the show. It's not something I would sit down and watch.
Come on, the whole Sam and Diane storyline.
Sam and Diane. Oh my God, Luke and Laura was more memorable than that.
Well, yeah, they were more memorable than that. Yeah, I'm not gonna argue that. You know. That's because Luke raped Laura. That's because Luke raped Laura and shit, you know.
Oh my God, he raped her. That's what he said.
She fell in love with a rapist.
I don't know that far. I would have to ask my mom that. She used to watch that shit.
Yeah, like mind you, like me and Mike, man, we be talking about this. She fell in love with her fucking rapist, and people call that the greatest love story of all time and shit. Like,
wow.
I mean, no, I like Luke and Laura, but
I seen a movie like that. I seen a movie like that. Where the female fell in love with her rapist or her kidnapper and shit.
Was she white?
Yeah. You know that's a white story. You already know.
But he eventually learned to love her.
What movie is that, Mike? You know what I'm talking about? That where the woman fell in love with her kidnapper. You know the movie I'm talking about.
Oh, is the Blue Lagoon?
Nah, not that. The Blue Lagoon, the one with Brooke Shields.
Yeah, that porno.
She wasn't kidnapped.
She might as well, bitch.
What's she talking about? No, man.
All right, and let's talk about this shit though, because it's about to be 2:00 and shit. So we're gonna talk about the finale of this whole New York Undercover review, the Night at Natalie's albums and shit. There was actually 2 soundtracks for this show. Like we mentioned, the hip hop soundtrack. I'm trying to get my hands on that shit. You know what I'm saying? I could have talked about that one, but I felt like with Natalie's being more of a staple on the show and stuff like that, I was just like, we can talk about the Night of Nights and save the soundtrack to when actually do when one of us actually gets it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we will both have it at some point.
Right.
At some point, I'm going to stumble upon it.
Right, and also a lot of those songs on that soundtrack we talked about in the past too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Whereas with this album, it's mostly covers, but at the same time, some of these covers are legitly cool and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? So you had people like Tina Marie, Brownstone, Gerald Levert, Shaka Khan, Michael Delorenzo. Yes, Eddie has a song here. BB King, 112, Escape, Tito Nieves, which I'm not gonna hold. That was like a weird placement on some real shit. Mary J. Blige, the Barrio Boys, and Casey and JoJo. So, yeah, man, this is pretty much a cover. I love this album cover and shit too. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even know there was a second soundtrack for this.
I didn't even know either. I just knew about the hip hop soundtrack.
Right.
Shit. See, this is what happens when you research, kids. You know, this is what happens. You know, this is what happens. This is why we need this show on DVD,
right?
On streaming and shit. But one day, hell, BET Plus, y'all put all them whack ass Chris Stokes movies and shit. Y'all don't put this, right? Y'all put a movie by a molester, then a fucking show about black cops and empowering the community and shit. I don't understand.
Right.
I don't understand. But anyway, track number 1. This album got 12 tracks. We got Tina Marie with "Wishing on a Star." The song being a cover of Royce Royce's. Jay-Z sampled this song too, you know what I'm saying? This was a very good rendition from Tina Marie. You know what I'm saying? I loved her voice around this time too, you know. Love the riffs that she was using and shit too. But honestly, nothing's really topping the original, if you ask me. So yeah.
Tina Marie did good with this though. Like she could,
She did. She
she's a
did.
legend. I definitely enjoyed it. It was real melodic and had a nice beat, and yeah, she definitely did a great rendition on this.
I agree. I definitely gotta listen to more of her '90s. She only dropped 2 albums in the '90s though. But I gotta check them out. Yeah, rest in peace to Tina Marie. And we were just talking about Amy Winehouse and shit too, and shit like that. And like, yeah, you know how like when the white culture and shit like that, you need one. We were talking about the whole Timberland and Swiss Beats and shit. Like, we can keep Tina Marie while they can get everything else and shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's off topic and shit like that. I was just trying to be funny with that one. Never mind. Track number 2, Brownstone, Don't Ask My Neighbor. Why was everybody covering this song around this time?
I have
Like,
no idea.
I mean, it's a good song. I love the song, but it's like either everybody was either covering it or sampling it. It was like, and then mind you, Tachina Arnold and Tisha Campbell did that very awkward cover for the Sprung soundtrack. I say awkward. I mean, it was good, but it was just like Tisha Campbell just kind of. That should have been a Tashina solo. I'm sorry. I might get some flack. I don't give a fuck, you
Wow.
know. But yeah, Brownstone. You guys should know who Brownstone are. They were signed to Michael Jackson's label. Shit, they were known for that song "If You Love Me," which everybody knows because Tory Lane sampled that song.
Right.
Shit too. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he pretty much sampled like literally the whole song, but I'm not gonna say anything about that. I'm not gonna say anything about that. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Charmaine Maxwell, by the way, too.
Right.
Crazy way how she died, but I'm not. I don't even want to get into that. I don't want to think about that. To be real with you. You said Temptations did a cover of that song, really?
Oh Lord.
Wait. Which version of the Temptations? Because there's like 8,000 versions of the Temptations.
With your boy Otis.
Shit. But I know Ronnie's gonna send that to me later on tonight and shit. But this Brownstone cover was actually a pretty good cover as well too. You know what I'm saying? Not really anything special, but it was decent. You know.
Yeah, it was good. I've always felt like Brownstone was a good R&B group, underrated, and they sang it beautifully and had a nice beat.
Yeah, very nice.
And K said he would pay a patron to watch us do reaction vids to new albums. Hey, you send it to Reg, you know, we'll do it.
Okay. See that's what I'm talking about right here. That's what I'm talking about. Donations.
But it has to be good new albums though.
Right.
Not
don't do no Justin Bieber, Katy Perry.
I'll cover the Katy Perry and the Justin Bieber shit.
Green Day, none of that shit.
I'll do the Green Day stuff.
Migos, Offset, none of that shit.
No. They're not gonna be around for too long for any more. You know. You know, the 50 minutes of fame is coming up.
I cannot wait till they break. I'm sorry, I can't wait.
I can't wait for a lot of these youngsters. Is a sad day.
Can't wait for that. He said, she said, ooh, I can't wait.
Now y'all go know how we felt when Pete Rock and Seal Smooth broke up, and the Fugees and EPMD.
Little brother for me.
Little brother, right?
Oh God. Track number 3, Gerald Levert, A Song for You. Unpopular opinion. I hate it when anybody cover this song. I hate when people cover Donny Hathaway songs, honestly.
Right.
Donny Hathaway was just one of those artists you cannot duplicate. Gerald Levert, I love Gerald Levert. He did his thing on this one, but niggas always cover this fucking Donny Hathaway song. Like, can somebody do The Ghetto? Like,
Wow.
Like do something like that, you know. I mean, I know Beyonce and Luther did the Closer I Get to You. They redid that one, which that was actually a decent cover.
You think
Kind of weird.
everything Beyonce do is decent? So
Hey. No, I don't.
oh, man.
Whoa. Yeah, maybe because I have a Beyonce poster on my ceiling, I guess.
You have a Beyonce?
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
You have a Beyonce poster? Okay. Well, that's
I'm joking.
Oh,
I'm joking.
You sure? You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got Khalees on my wall, so I think Khalees look better, but that's just me.
You said you think Khalees is better than Beyonce?
Yeah. Well, I think she did look better. I don't know how she looking old now, but she did look better at one point. So I'm saying. Oh man.
Oh God.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was a nice song. It was nice. It was a nice little ballad by Joe.
Right.
Another legend that's no longer here.
I agree. Ronnie said Tevin Campbell and Brandy also did a cover of. Yeah, I remember
Lord.
that too.
God.
Whoa. What you mean, oh Lord?
I mean, everybody's just doing he's just naming people that's doing renditions for these songs.
I mean, he's a music encyclopedia. What do you expect?
I'm saying though, man.
he's an encyclopedia. Man.
Some of them might even listen to like Tevin Campbell and Brandy version. Is that when they were supposedly dating, but it was a lie or something?
Wait, what?
Wasn't they dating, or was it a lie that they were dating or something like that?
I never heard of that.
You never heard of that? That they supposedly they were dating.
Yeah, I never heard that.
Oh, it was like around the time like his third album came out.
He was on an episode of Moesha, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. So I guess that was a rumor, but supposedly they were. I'm like, that's not true because he doesn't like women. So
stop.
I was just saying, great singer. We knew we need a new Tevin Campbell album.
He said some shit. He said he was bi questionable or some shit like I don't know.
What?
He said they asked him if he was gay. He said some crazy shit. He was. I don't know. I had to find the video, but he said
what does that mean? Bi questionable? I've never heard that.
Hold on. I don't know, but he said some crazy shit. Like,
oh man, he's coming up with new terms for being gay. I don't understand. I've never heard that.
You know, like I said, because when black men, when motherfuckers always try to ask the black man, "Oh, are you gay?" They always try to. He said he's trisexual.
What
That's
does
what
that
he
mean?
said he was.
What does that mean?
Hold on. He said he would have tried anything. I guess like.
Oh. Okay.
He said, he's trisexual. Like,
Well, Frank Ocean is black, and he came out and said that he was gay, so he didn't have a problem saying that.
Billy Porter, he's one of the most outspoken.
Right, Billy Porter, right, Lil Nas X. So, what was Tevin's problem?
He said, "I'm not gay, but there are a lot of different things I do like sexually. Being in the business, you are introduced to a lot of different things. I'm not gay, but I'm a freak, and I think a lot of people know what a freak is."
Wow. He has no freaky songs ever. Like the one nasty song that he has, Prince wrote that for him. That's Prince's song.
Oh yeah, well yeah. That
I mean that whole what freaky song does Tevin Campbell have? He has none.
The whole I'm ready.
I'm ready. That wasn't even him. That wasn't even his ideas. That was Babyface and Prince, basically.
Trisexual.
Oh man, are you serious?
Why do black men always have some weird? Whenever they just ask certain black men,
right?
Whenever they ask if they are gay, they always have to either they do some silly laugh, they just be saying some silly shit. You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand. I don't understand, man. Like
I didn't even know what I'm thinking about it. He's into humans and animals. Like, what does that mean?
I thought he said tricycle at first. Like he was attracted to tricycles or some shit.
Yeah. I'm like, yo, what? Wow.
Like, I don't know, man. Moving on. Track number 4, Shaka Khan's Sweet Thing. You know, whenever Shaka Khan does this song, I always love it. You know what I'm saying? Stop it.
It's just funny.
Trisexual.
Oh. Oh man.
You like pussy? No, I'm trisexual, yo.
What do you like? Oh man.
Oh, what you mean attracted to different things turn me on? What the fuck?
Oh, man.
Tricycle.
Why couldn't he just say no comment and just move on? You know
right, like no comment is so underrated these days.
Right.
Like, just keep your ass shut. That's just as bad as what Kid Cudi wore a dress, right?
Right.
And he talking about why do people think I'm gay and stuff like that. Nigga, you're wearing a dress. Like,
why
if you're that scared, why wear a dress?
You're wearing something your sister would wear?
God, if his sister wore that, his sister might need help with shit.
Oh man. Yo.
But I said my thoughts on Shaka Sweet Thing.
I mean, this was Shaka. This was Shaka's song, right? So, you know, it's not a rendition. You know what I'm saying, like, Shaka's just performing her own song, so it's not a rendition. Everything.
But
that was weird.
But some song they could have added, and this is what kills me about Fox and shit. They could have added Montel Jordan's cover of Bobby Caldwell's "What You Gonna Do for Love," which to me, the best Natalie's performance in my opinion.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Montel Jordan. Yeah, James Brown is Man's World.
And you don't even like him, right? You don't care for him.
Whoa, why do people always want to say I don't like somebody? I like his first album. I just didn't care for anything else and shit. Oh, but you guys said to check out the More album. But I'll check out the More album.
Yeah, More album is dope. I definitely enjoyed that.
It's like when he tried to do that Let's Ride, and then he was doing the whole I'm a preacher, but I'm still gonna talk about all this sexy stuff. I was like, yeah.
But I think he did that for the money.
Yeah, that's what I think too. That's honestly what I think too. That's why that kind of drew me off and shit.
Yep.
Like he as a songwriter though, I loved him as a songwriter. That's when he wrote for Deborah Carr, like that. How did you get here? Like,
okay,
nobody's supposed to be here.
I don't remember the song going like that, but
she was dramatic in that song. that was a whole Tyler Perry. That was a whole Tyler Perry movie in like 4 minutes and shit.
Right.
You know what? I might have to watch that. That might be my next music video reaction and shit. Cause
the Cox video.
Yeah, because that song was so. When I heard it, it was so cinematic. Like it's just spoke volumes to me. You know, I don't know.
Right.
It's like you don't want him here, but then you still gonna fuck with him because that's what you do and shit. You know what I'm saying?
What was what was the whole? I didn't understand the chorus. Is like she's singing like nobody's supposed to be here. Be where? Actually.
Right. That's I was confused about that shit too.
Wait, are you talking about at your house or an abandoned building? Like, what are you talking about?
He a stalker and shit. That's his fault.
I didn't understand that whole song.
Shit, maybe Montel wasn't that good of a songwriter. Maybe shit.
Oh, man.
Anyway, Michael Delorenzo did a cover of James Taylor's "Don't Let Me Be Lonely Tonight." I forgot what episode he did this. Excuse me, but this was a pretty good cover and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Who knew Michael Delorenzo can sing and shit? You know what I'm saying?
Right. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good song, and he was on key. It had a nice beat in the guitars and background vocals. Yeah, he should have sang more. I didn't know he could sing.
Right. Track number 6, BB King, "The Thrill Is Gone." I'm just gonna be real with y'all. I love BB King, but I'm so fucking tired of this damn song. Everybody, every time they say BB King, oh, play the Thriller's Gone. Like
Right.
the nigga been performing for 80 or 98 years or some shit like that. And y'all only hear this one fucking song and shit.
The signature hit.
I know, but give it a fucking rest. The nigga been doing this shit since he was like 2 years old or some shit. Like the Thriller's gone. The Thriller's gone away. Well, what the fuck do you mean? What thrill? What thrill is he talking about? Like the drug feel? Like heroin? Like what is he talking about?
That could be anything. That could be the thrill of drugs or a woman. It could be anything. Playing a game or something.
Your erection is gone and shit. Like fuck, your Viagra is gone.
Oh man.
I never understood what this nigga meant by the thrill is gone after all these and y'all always look at me like I know everything musically. Some shit I just don't fucking know. Oh God.
I think the term you can use in any way though.
Right. Shit, the thrill is gone. Well, your pussy, your side chick is gone and shit.
Oh man.
Oh my God, I am cutting up tonight, though.
It's definitely a classic record, you know, real bluesy.
Yeah, it's like I love it. Yeah, I'm just tired of it. It's like I get signature songs, but there's certain times signature songs should just be only played on certain times and shit.
Right.
Like the Beatles, I'm sick and tired of Yesterday.
Oh God,
I'm so sick and tired of that shit.
There's a lot they overplayed.
Give me Happiness is a warm gun to elbow over that shit.
Jude they overplayed.
La 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 la. Then you had all the white kids in the background singing that song, capping all off beat.
Like it's Kumbaya and shit. Please turn that off.
Meanwhile, that black boy got killed in the Rolling Stones ultimate concert. Y'all still talk about love, peace, and happiness and shit. Right. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. Okay. All right. Oh God, I'm cutting up tonight. Jesus Christ, I'm cutting up. Oh God, man, I might not even go to sleep tonight. Fuck this. Fuck this shit. Track number 7, 112. After the Love Has Gone. You know what? This is actually my favorite track off this album. Because honestly, I love Earth, Wind, After the Love Is Gone is actually my favorite Earth, Wind, and Fire song. Yes. Over Shining Star, Boogie Wonderland, over Let's Groove. Call me a sentimental nigga. Call me a soft nigga. I don't give a flying fuck. And there's certain motherfuckers I side eye when they cover this song.
Right.
But 112 did it justice. Puffy's Boys did it justice and shit.
Puffy's Boys?
Yeah, Puffy's Boys did it justice.
It was good. I liked it. It was dope. But they never disappointed anyway. I thought they always been a great group.
Oh God. Oh my God.
You said, what about September?
Second favorite song. Second favorite. It's After Love Is Gone, September, then All This Love from the That's the Way of the World for me.
Right.
But I didn't like when Taylor Swift covered the song, in my opinion.
Oh wow, she did that?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Unfortunately.
Hold up, Sam. You said September's overrated? What?
Wow.
Well, it's a black. Well, you gotta be black, man. Like, no. Let me stop. No, let me stop. I'm joking.
But Sam thinks everything is overrated for him. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Let's groove. Let's groove over September.
I can't get mad about that. I cannot get mad about that because that beat it don't give a fuck what you doing. That shit came out on Walmart. I was grooving to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I was dancing like Rerun from What's Happening and shit. Like
oh my
what?
God. Wow. At Walmart you did this.
I mean, I wasn't doing that. I said I felt like dancing. I said I felt like dancing. Like Rerun.
And why didn't you do it though?
Because I was in a rush to get the fuck out of there and shit.
Oh man.
Woo! Mm. All right. Yeah, that's my favorite track off the soundtrack.
Yeah, that was good. Good song.
Right. Track number 8. Another song people love to cover. Escape. All This Love. That's why it's either this one or I Like It. I swear to God, but right. But Escape, I'm not like they never disappoint too. You know what I'm saying? I love Candy's vocals on this one and shit like that. Even the Scott sisters sounded good on this one, so I fuck with it.
I like it, but it's not beating the original.
Of course.
And I think they need to have Tiny be the new leader because she has a voice.
I agree.
But they would never do that though.
They would, because them damn Scott sisters, man. I'm sick and tired of them.
Yeah.
That's why one of them went to go do them Tyler Perry plays and shit. but yeah, she wanted to be a solo artist and shit.
Right.
All right. He said, "Damn, another cover, Ronnie." Okay.
Patti LaBelle. Oh yeah, that's right. Patti LaBelle did do that. I think that was the one. That was the one that Teddy Riley produced for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that one.
She'll probably like, and I like you know how she be doing.
Right.
She be adding her own ad libs and shit like that. I can already picture the whole cover right now. Oh my god! All right, next is that Tito
Neves.
Neves. Lo Prometido es Duende. This episode happened, I think, when Eddie's dad died and shit like that. Right. And stuff like that. Yeah, because I remember he appeared on the season 3 episode. So honestly, I respect the whole Hispanic culture and music, but I can never really groove. It's a certain Hispanic artist I can groove to, you know what I'm saying? But Selena, yeah. Gloria Estefan, yeah. But yeah,
I like Gloria with Miami Sound Machine.
You like who?
Gloria. With her original group, Miami Sound Machine.
Oh, true.
I like them. Yeah,
I feel you.
This was good. This was good for like the Latin flavor to the soundtrack.
Right.
Yeah.
Track number 10, Mary J. Blige, Our Love. Cover of Natalie Cole's Our Love. She had a previous song. She did a cover of the Aretha Franklin's "You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman" too.
Right.
Decent cover. I've never really been the biggest fan of that Natalie Cole song on some real shit. It was a cool song. Vocally, it was good. So it was decent, you know.
Yeah, it was a great track. You know, the horns, a nice beat. The Queen of Hip Hop Soul definitely never disappoints.
Right. Track number 11, Barrio Boys, A Love of Our Own. Barrio Boys were a Latin pop group. And stuff like that. They were affiliated with Selena. They did a cover. That's when I looked up, yeah.
Okay.
They were on the same label as Selena, excuse me. Yeah. They did a cover of Average White Band's A Love of Our Own. Good cover, but it's never topping the original.
Okay.
And that might be my favorite Average White Band song too. So even Howie Hewitt, which I love his cover, man, it's still not coming close to that, you know.
Right. They were like the Barrio Boys were like the Spanish version of Boyz II Men. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how they were like marketing them in the 90s, and I remember like some of their songs that they came out with. They were good. They never really got huge like that, like you know the American groups over here. But I liked the song. I thought the beat was nice and the bass line on it, the guitars.
Interesting. I never heard of them before.
Yeah, they used to show their videos like on Video Music Box and stuff. But like I said, like they never like really rose to prominence over here in this country like that.
So they went like Menudo?
Menudo?
Yeah.
Menudo was like more pop. They were like the Spanish New Kids on the Block. They were like them. And then you had something like Barrio Boys. You had Adventura. They were like another Spanish R&B group. They were huge, and some of those groups, like, unfortunately, they didn't like you know what I'm saying, they didn't like rise to prominence over here, but they were like huge overseas, you know.
Right. All right. The last song off this album, Casey and JoJo Love Ballad. Again, not topping the original. That the original is by LTD, because that boy Jeffrey Osborne did things with his voice that Robin Thicke wishes he could. But
What?
yeah, man, this was a very good cover.
You're comparing Robert Jeffrey Osborne to Robin Thicke?
It was just the first name that came to my mind, honestly.
Oh,
so
I'm like, I don't think Robin Thicke sounds like Jeffrey Osborne at all.
I never thought they sounded like because it was just the first thing that came to my mind, really.
Oh.
Because my mind likes to race whenever I talk about music.
Casey and JoJo, they were great, man. I love them. Great singers. I think they could pull off any rendition. So this was a good love ballad.
Right. And that's it for this album. Overall, this is a very good. If you like the R&B side of New York Undercover, this is the perfect album for you. If you ask me, my only gripe: certain performances they did not put on this album. Like I said, the Montel Jordan's version of what you want to do for love and stuff like that too, which I felt like that was a very dope cover. James Brown, It's a Man's World, and I know some music clearances shit like that. I understand, but like some performances, like hell, even like intros, What's Going On, they could. I wish that could have been on it too. Hell, George Luther Vandross, A House Is Not a Home. He did his own version of that too. Like, it was just like certain people, certain performances I would want to see on the soundtrack, but that's not like discrediting this soundtrack whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? I definitely feel like it's a very good R&B soundtrack. This is definitely like if you want to have like a nice romantic evening and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just say your girl. Okay. Let's just say your girl made you some dinner or some shit like that, like some baked potatoes, with some fucking steak or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Candlelight dinner, you know what I'm saying? And shit like that. This is the type of album for you.
I agree.
So, yeah, man. So I would give that a fucking 4 out of 5 and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely a dope shit.
It's definitely a good R&B rendition album. Like, if you want to hear other artists do some of your classics, some of your favorite artists, definitely good. It's real melodic, a real romantic album. Like, this is an album you could play for Valentine's Day.
I agree.
Like definitely good. Like, and I love a lot of the artists on here. Escape and Mary, Casey and JoJo, 112.
Yeah.
So yeah, great. It's a good album. I'll give it for like 4 mics.
Definitely. And like I said, the hip hop soundtrack. We're going to talk about that. Excuse me. We're going to talk about that very soon, momentarily. Best Beware and shit like that too. So stay tuned on that. And I guess now we can end this off right here. You know what I'm saying? I guess we talked about, but we can talk about New York Undercover. About this video is about to be 3 hours long and shit too. So yeah. So did y'all learn anything new today? Yeah.
With his Mr. Rogers grin.
But yeah, this was actually a very fun episode. I'm not even gonna hold you. I actually learned a lot when I was like really researching and shit like that too, and I enjoyed this series. I now know why people put this in high regard and a beloved piece when it comes to like the black side of Fox, that Thursday night lineup and shit like that too. As for the next show, we're gonna talk about Gargoyles next.
Gargoyles, ooh, yes. Now that's a show I haven't seen in years. So I'm definitely gonna go back and revisit a lot of those episodes. So,
and it's a dark Disney show.
And it's on streaming. Thank God. We ain't gotta like search on Daily Motion for shit.
Right. Because let me tell you, I was searching high and low for some of these episodes. I tell you.
Come on, Dick Wolf. You got to put this. If Dick Wolf put this on Blu-ray now, you know how much money he would be making? Man, people that love this show would buy. I would buy the box set for this.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I agree.
He playing, man. Release that shit on DVD, Dick Wolf.
Yeah, stop fucking playing, Dickie.
Yeah. Enough with the Chicago Fire and Chicago PD and Chicago strippers. Like, he's fascinated with Chicago. Like, give us New York Undercover.
Exactly. All right. I'm thinking we can do Gargoyles maybe early July.
Okay.
Because it's only 3 seasons. The show only has 3
Right.
seasons. It's
Right,
not
right.
that much and shit
Underrated.
like that.
That's an underrated tune anyway. So
Yes. Because after Gargoyles is Rocco's Modern Life and shit.
oh god. You and Ashley doing that, right?
Yeah. Well,
I've never watched it.
I'm thinking of doing Living Single before Rocco.
I'm still protesting that we need to do a episode on Rick and Morty. That's just me because I like Rick and Morty. You know what I'm saying?
It's coming.
So, something more current, and it's actually a tune that I like because I don't watch current tunes anymore. So I like Rick and Morty.
Okay, we can do Rick and Morty. That'll be on the list and shit.
At some point.
That'll be on the list and shit. Cause
I thought you watched that. You don't watch Rick and Morty?
I love Rick and Morty.
Oh, you like okay? Oh, Sam likes it too. See, we got Rick and Morty fans here.
Yeah, I love Rick and Morty and shit like that.
Okay.
It's just that there's like a lot of YouTube videos. There's like a lot of YouTube videos that want to do like their own conspiracy theories and shit about that. It's just like sometimes there's like a lot of the hipsters kind of overblown some certain shit on the show. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that cartoon is fire.
Yeah, I enjoy it. And like I said, like I don't watch new tunes, so that's actually one that's current that I actually like. So.
Okay, so it's Gargoyles, Living Single, Rocco, Rick and Morty, Family Matters and shit.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Family Matters might be later.
Good lineup, bro. I'm anxious.
This TV land of this bitch.
TV.
Also, I might do Taxi by myself since.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Taxi.
Yeah,
Rick and Morty. Not Rick and Morty. Rocco's Life. I didn't watch. Taxi. I didn't watch.
Yeah.
Taxi Driver. That was a classic review that we did with Mike. I love that.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry, Taxi fans. I'll give the show justice and shit.
Oh my lord.
You would give Elaine Nardo's respect and shit.
Oh man.
But yeah, if I do Taxi, it's gonna mostly be later on this summer and shit. So
we doing Sunday. We doing Dead Presidents with Mike. I can't wait.
Oh yeah,
another movie I love. So
yes, sir.
That's gonna be great.
Yeah. Then we're gonna also do this on Sunday too.
Yes, definitely.
This is for the cool.
Yeah.
Lady. This is the Valentine's Day album right here.
Yeah. Alex, you late. We about to go off. Where you been for 3 hours?
Yeah, Ronnie, I did sample this a while back ago and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, this has been fun as fuck though. New York Undercover, if you guys can find it on Daily Motion, or it comes on BT Friday nights, from what I've heard.
Yes, Friday. I think it's from Friday 8 to 10 because they show 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So
they should show it every day. I don't know why they don't show it.
They need to. They used to show it all the time. Now they don't show. They only show it like.
They showing all these Tyler Perry shows and shit. All these Tyler Perry shows.
I don't know.
Lord have mercy, man. I hope you guys have a good night. Appreciate this try as usual. This Sunday we got Babyface, Ludacris on Monday. Yep. Nice and smooth. Oh, we also are talking about Donna Summer's Love to Love You, Baby.
I do have that album. I did. That's the first one, right?
Yes.
Can't wait. Love Donna Summer.
Yep.
Legend. 7 p.m. When is that? Wednesday?
Yep. Nice and smooth is 11 that day too.
Oh, so we're doing 2 that day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Because I wanted, because just in case, like I don't enjoy a lot from Nice and Smooth. I at least want to listen to something good to balance it out. You know what I'm saying? Since there's a lot of time, I'm not a nice and smooth fan though, but I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna get into that.
They're not the best rap group ever, but I feel like they were on. They have an album that I do love, but I feel like they're underrated.
Yeah. Like I said, they weren't the best rap group,
right?
But at the same time, they were enjoyable. They were enjoyable as shit,
Right.
I mean, I put Kid and Play over them, honestly. But hey.
Oh wow. a lot of people. I don't know. Like I feel like it's split with Kid and Play because some people love them, some people don't care for them.
I mean, well, some people love them, some people don't care for them either.
I love Kid and Play. I think Kid and Play was great, and they were like the first rap group with their own movie. Like, come on, and on cartoon also. Like Run DMC didn't even do that.
Right. Run DMC had a movie, but it sucked.
Right.
Did you see the Fat Boys movie, Disorderlies?
I can't find it on streaming.
I could have sworn it was on Tubi.
I gotta check Tubi. That's right. Because Tubi got everything from Griselda shitty films to Fat Boys shitty films. So yeah, I gotta check Tubi. All right, I haven't even seen that. You watched that? The Grand Theft Auto film? Unbelievable.
I saw 8 minutes up and I turned it off.
It's that bad. I'm not even a fan of the game, so I probably won't watch the movie. Wow.
Yeah, man, but this has been a fun ass video and shit like that too. Yeah, fun ass video. Yeah, man. Hope you guys have a good night, and I will see you guys on Sunday.
Peace.
Peace.